You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from UPMC Park as we're getting set for Game 2 of this 6-game series between the Erie Seawolves and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabatis with you from Erie, Pennsylvania, the northwest corner of the Keystone State, as the Baysox have pushed their way back into sole possession of first place, kicking off the most critical series in the 2022 campaign. With the two teams coming into this set tied, the Baysox were able to just sneak by with a win last night. It was spearheaded by Connor Norby, of course, the first game that has him pretty much headlining the offense following the promotions of Joey Ortiz and Colton Cowser, lived right up to the hype. Norby homered in the first inning and then did it again in the fifth inning. Erie was able to overcome a pair of one-run deficits. They actually built a 4-1 lead of their own in the fourth inning. Brennan Hanafy did get charged for 4 runs in 4 innings, including a 3-run home run by Gage Workman, but a go-ahead 3-run bomb by Connor Norby made it a 5-4 game. Erie did tie the game again. The Baysox had a little bit of trouble when it came overall to walking batters. They walked 6 batters total, and one batter in particular that isn't even that big of a walk drawer. Dylan Dingler drew a season-high 3 walks over the course of the game, and he scored following each individual free pass. He ran every plate appearance full before drawing the walks, 2 against Brennan Hanafy and 1 against Adam Stauffer. If it weren't for that, Bowie would have had a much easier game. But at the same time, they were also gifted a pair of unearned runs, as Sawyer Gibson-Long had to deal with 2 errors in tandem in the 5th inning. It was a unconventional day for the Erie defense, and the Baysox were at least the benefactors of that. They want to make sure that it's more in their hands today and less in the hands of the Erie defense. But again, as this series continues, the Baysox have an opportunity today to build ground, and that's what's going to be most important because the Baysox have only been in sole possession of first place for just a small handful of games here in the month of August. And the highest that they have ever been directly in first place was at the end of their 8-game winning streak when they had completed the sweep over Harrisburg back on August 7th. Bowie had a 3-game lead over Erie, but then the Baysox went on to lose 7 of their next 9 games. They saw that 3-game lead evaporate into a 1.5-game deficit. So now they need to turn around and get back into it to build more ground with the team that they'd been kind of watching from the sides or watching from afar over the last few weeks. With the win yesterday, it was the first of what should hopefully be 6 good games for the Baysox. As we focus on today's game, we open up with the numbers to get you set up for it. As Bowie comes in for game number 122 on the season, a 61-60 record with a 2-game winning streak. They're 7-3 over their last 10, the Baysox, 26-32 when playing on the road. Erie comes into today's game, number 122 for their season as well, but with a league-leading 72-49 record, a 1-game losing streak for the Seawolves. They're 4-6 over their last 10. 36-22 when playing in front of the home crowds here at UPMC Park. In the second half, the Baysox have the best record in the Eastern League at 34-18. Erie is just behind them still at 33-19. That's what makes this game so critical. After the first 2 games, if you're back to square one, it doesn't necessarily help anyone. Bowie wants to make sure that they build that additional piece of cushion. As Erie is in second, only 1 game out of first place, an Akron Rubber Ducks loss last night brought them down 1 further. The third-place Ducks are 5 games out of first place, while Altoona is 6.5 games out of first place, still in 4th. Time is running out for the Curve, while Akron still has an outsider shot with 17 games left to play here in the regular season. On the northeast side of things, we can brush through it quickly as Portland leads the division 31-21. Somerset is in second place, 29-21, but Somerset already won the first half. Hartford is in third, 26-25, 4.5 games out of first place. Your starting pitching matchup ahead of today's game sees a lefty-lefty duel. Haven't had too many of those this season, as Brant Herter will get the start for Erie, while the Baysox toss out Cade Povich. Now, Herter has been working a ton through his first pro season after being drafted in 2021 out of Georgia Tech. He started the year all the way down in Single A with Lakeland in the Florida State League. He had 10 appearances with Single A and then 11 appearances with High A, and now he's jumped up to Erie. His Double A debut against Harrisburg did not go well. He allowed a 2-run home run in the second inning of the affair, but the 4th inning is where the wheels fell off. He had no control in getting batters out. 5 consecutive batters reached safely to open the inning, pulling Herter from the game before he could even pick up an out. He eventually allowed 7 runs, walked 3, struck out 3 in those 3 innings. Now, he's got a good sinker-slider combo that can tail on both ends and get batters to second-guess themselves when they're deciding to swing. He's also got a low 90s fastball that can sit in the upper half of the zone to set up the sinker or slider. So it all comes down to sequencing at points for him. He's also got a changeup that doesn't come out as much as necessarily the other 2 off-speed pitches. As Cade Povich goes for Bowie today, it's going to be his road debut for the Baysox. 2 starts with Bowie at Prince George's Stadium that really saw him have to come to terms with the dimensions of that ballpark. Of course, it's difficult for everyone making their first couple of starts at Prince George's Stadium with its small facility. It's inside outfield walls, and Povich, he was dealt hard with 3 home runs over 10 innings in his first 2 Double-A starts. But he still picked up the win in his last start against Altoona, thanks to some key offense behind him. Bowie had built a 5-0 lead, but Altoona tied the game against Povich on a 3-run home run and a 2-run home run. Fortunately, though, as soon as they had tied the game, with Povich still on the line, Bowie put on 3 runs, then 2 more runs, then another run, 6 straight runs to win 11-8, gave Povich his first Double-A win. But the strikeouts have still been there for Povich, even if there are a couple of pitches that are being sent out of the park. That curveball of his is still running the show. He's got 13 strikeouts over the 10 innings with only 4 walks allowed. If he can get that curveball called for strikes on the top half of the zone early, I think that could be key today. It was what really got him plenty of strikes throughout the Somerset start and then through the start of his Altoona start. And I think that's going to be another key here today. We'll have to see, though, because Erie is definitely going to be a little bit hungry, considering the way that they lost last night. Bowie got a leadoff double in the top of the 9th inning and then scored the eventual winning run on consecutive wild pitches. That's hurtful no matter what side you're on, no matter what you did in the game. That's just a tough way to end it. So Erie will come out hungry, and Bowie needs to be careful. Of course, there's a lot of buzz around Birdland this evening as the top overall prospect in baseball and the top Orioles prospect, Gunnar Henderson, is getting the call for his Major League debut. He'll be at third base this evening, batting 6th. Of course, Gunnar spent the first 2 months of the season here with Bowie, so we're going to take a dip into the archives and go all the way back to our first conversation with Gunnar this season, all the way back on the first weekend of the year when we finally got a chance to sit down and get our first taste of why this, at the moment, 20-year-old was so special. Of course, now he's 21, but already on the big league roster, more than deserving. So we listen back to our first chat with Gunnar Henderson next. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Back in on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, Matt Sabatis here with infielder Gunnar Henderson. And Gunnar, the key go-ahead hit last night coming with 2 outs. Jordan Westberg's home run came with 2 outs, too. You guys have really been swinging the bat well and not really worrying about that out number on the scoreboard this year.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to go up there and just go stick to your approach and just not worry about the outs, because if you get your swing off and get the right pitch, then good things will happen. And even with 2 outs, we just go up there with clear minds, go up there, battle, and try to get our job done.
Folks didn't get the opportunity to maybe get too acquainted with you last season because you only showed up for the final series and then a couple of games in the postseason. So what have kind of been some of your growths over the past 2 years, going through all of 2021, getting up to Bowie at the tail end of the year for the postseason, and then through the offseason into this year?
Yeah, I mean, just going back even to 20 when I got the chance to go to the alt side, I mean, I was facing this type of pitching and major league pitching. So that really helped me, just given the confidence going into when I got here last year and then even this year. Just knowing that I can do it, and like early, I know it's early, so just let my body do the work, and all the work I put in this offseason, I felt like it's really going to help, and starting to come around a little bit now, so really excited to see what the future holds.
Now, one of the tough problems that the Orioles as an organization and manager Kyle Moore are having to deal with right now is just the extreme level of talent, with yourself included, on the left side of the infield. So how has that kind of been, having to move through a couple of different positions throughout a series?
Yeah, I mean, I fully embrace it. I mean, you can have all the versatility in the world, and it's only going to help you. So, I mean, you see a bunch of the guys that are getting caught up now, they're playing their secondary position right now. And, I mean, shoot, if you get caught up to the big leagues, why wouldn't you want to play another position if you're starting then? So I embrace it, and I know Westy and Joey do as well. So we just love playing, and whatever gets us out to the big leagues earlier.
Again, here with infielder Gunnar Henderson, and the way that some teams have really approached drafting, scouting, finding talent over the past few years, and especially when it comes to a team like the Orioles that have really taken a big charge at it lately, they focus a lot on college guys. That wasn't you. You got taken out of high school. So do you ever think about that too often when you're coming in and working with a lot of guys that went through college and maybe a couple of years older than you?
No, I mean, I felt like the stuff that I did during the summer going into my senior year really helped me. And, they got more years of experience with better arms, of course, but I felt like the way I've prepared and the way I go about my business, I feel like I am really well prepared for this type of situation, and just being able to pick their brains as well, it really helps, and being able to see what they go through, what they went through in college, and just being able to, like I said, pick their brains and find out what their routines are and stuff. I feel like it's really helped my game as well.
One of the things that the Orioles have done phenomenally is bring the coaching staffs along for the ride. So you've obviously seen a lot of Kyle Moore as he's managed with Aberdeen, and then he was with Delmarva in 2019 as well. So he's followed a lot of these guys when they were with Delmarva too. So what's that been like, that you get to stay with your manager for a long time, longer than you may necessarily expect?
Yeah, I mean, that brings you're more comfortable, or I'm more comfortable with him, and he's an Alabama guy, so have that ties with him. He actually went to high school like an hour and a half away from me, so really close to the area, and just being able to be with him, and he knows me and I know him really well, so we have that level of respect for each other, and just being able to communicate things we need to work on, things that do well. So no hard feelings with each other. We just keep going to work, and he knows that I have nothing but respect for him.
You had the big hit last night to push Bowie ahead with 2 outs. What do you like more, making a big play or making a big hit?
Honestly, I would rather do anything. I just go out there to try to help my team win.
Whatever helps.
Yeah, whatever helps the team win. That's always been my memo, and I'm always love winning. I don't think anybody likes to lose. So whatever comes, I mean, obviously the hit's probably a little bit more exciting, but they both get the job done.
Now, here's my road trip question. Whenever we're on the road, you get back from a long game, you get to the hotel room, you lay down, you pop open the laptop, put on Netflix. What show goes on?
I haven't really watched many shows, but it's usually me playing the PlayStation. So recently it's been the new Lego Star Wars game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can respect that. I remember playing those when they were back on the GameCube. So that's a very respectable choice, Gunnar. I appreciate that. Gunnar Henderson here. Thank you so much for the time, man.
Thank you.
All right, we'll step aside, be back in a bit, and walk you through the starting lineups in depth. You're listening to the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. This is Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the D.C. area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Back back one final time here from UPMC Park in Erie as we get ready for Game 2 of 6 between the Baysox and the Erie Seawolves. Erie just ready to wrap up taking the field right now, so we won't stick around for too much longer, but we can cruise through the starting lineup for the Baysox as they lead off with Daryl Hernandez again. Connor Norby will follow, and then Hudson and Haskin and Cesar Prieto are switching spots. Haskin to bat third today, Prieto to bat fourth after swapping it yesterday. Kobe Mayo will be batting fifth, Cody Roberts sixth, and then Toby Welk, Andrew Dashbach, and Zach Watson to close out the starting 9. We've got first pitch coming up and all the play-by-play as Bowie tries to make it 2 in a row against the Seawolves. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball.
We're ready to go from UPMC Park. It's Game 2 of this 6-game series between the Erie Seawolves and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabatis with you from Erie, Pennsylvania. And as Brant Herter warms on the mound for the Seawolves, the starting lineup for the Bowie Baysox that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at shortstop, you've got Daryl Hernandez, followed by Connor Norby at second base, batting second. Hudson Haskin in right field, bats third. Cesar Prieto at third base, fourth. Kobe Mayo is the DH, he's batting fifth. Cody Roberts, the catcher, bats sixth. Toby Welk is in left field, he'll bat seventh. Andrew Dashbach at first base, bats eighth. And Zach Watson is in center field today, he's batting ninth. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. They're managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker, Josh Conway, Tim DeJohn, Billy Facto, and Chandler Geller. Galvin Christensen is the video coordinator. Lindsey Birchfield and Blake Wooten are the athletic trainers. Bowie is 61-60 on the season, 34-18 in the second half. And again, their lineup features Hernandez, Norby, Haskin, Prieto, Mayo, Roberts, Welk, Dashbach, Watson, all to face off against Brant Herter on the mound. UPMC Park here in Erie, 328 feet down the line to right field, 317 feet down the line to left field, 400 feet to straightaway center, 367 to right center, and 356 out toward left center. As Kyle Moore gets his jog on, headed over into the third base coach's box, Brant Herter gets a couple of more warm-up tosses in, as we've got a very lovely day here at UPMC Park. We've been very fortunate that a little bit of rain just about 2 hours before game time yesterday is what's anticipated to be the only troublesome weather that we can expect for this week, and that's a rarity at this ballpark. I remember there was a point last year when Bowie came into town that there was not a single cloud on the radar, but a small squall that had popped up from over the lake, found its way over the ballpark, still never hit a radar because it was so low on the ground. But it postponed the game just because of how consistent it was. This ballpark can be funky sometimes. As Daryl Hernandez digs in, second game of his Double-A career, he was 0 for 5 yesterday with a strikeout, but did drive in a run. And we've got a brief moment of time called. Is Herder not feeling well? He had a potential injury that had pulled him out of his Double-A debut, because now we've got the manager, Gabe Alvarez, coming out. I'm not sure if Herder feels fully prepared, or maybe it looks like the dirt on the mound is not up to specs. Herder does not seem too pleased with it, and now Gabe Alvarez is motioning for potentially someone on the grounds crew to come out and look at it. But now all three of the umpiring crew are headed out, and they're kicking up a little bit of the dirt where Herder would plant his foot when descending through his delivery. Now the catcher is looking at it. The umpires are looking at it. Someone's going to have to talk to the grounds crew at some point here, as Herder had not thrown a single pitch. He had thrown his warm-up tosses. That was there, but they're still just inspecting this, and I'm interested, is the grounds crew going to make an appearance at some point here? Now this ballpark, their grounds crew facilities, I should say, much similar to that of Bowie, is pretty far away past the outfield wall. Some teams might have them out past third base, as Harrisburg might. And now here comes a couple of grounds crew representatives. They don't have any tools on them, at least as far as I can tell. They're just going to come out and inspect the dirt, see what they might need to bring in. Now we've got a quartet of these green-jacketed fellows coming out to inspect the dirt here. I'm just glad that Herder wasn't injured. After hearing how his Double-A debut went, in which he had a fourth inning that got completely out of hand, he wasn't able to record an out in the fourth inning, and left with the athletic trainer from the game, to see him call out the manager like that before he had even thrown a pitch, that was where my mind first went. And it was very concerning at first. So I'm glad to see that that is not the case. And Herder has, of course, his safety in mind here to make sure that everything is not going to, get in his way from putting together a potentially good home debut. Of course, Bowie would like it to be the other way, but you want to see guys succeed no matter what level they're at. So they brought out a rake to try and clear up a little bit of the mound, and I suppose just build in a little bit more landing room, while at the same time, well, what's the best way to put it? I think just clear out some of the air, some of the loose dirt, pull away the loose dirt, get it away from that landing spot so Herder might not potentially slip and fall. I remember a couple of months back at this point when the Baysox made their only trip to Reading. I was sitting out at batting practice and just chatted up Kyle Moore and was asking him a little bit about the field at Reading, because I recall the field at Reading was not interesting in terms of the field, but the warning track. All of the dirt for the warning track was this interesting gray color, and I'd never seen that before. Here at UPMC Park, the infield dirt and the warning track are all the same color. But at Reading, it was gray, and I was just chatting up with Kyle Moore about that, asking if he'd ever seen something like that. He said no, and then he told me something that I didn't know about him at first. Back when he was growing up, when he was a teenager in Alabama, Kyle Moore worked for a minor league team in Alabama, the Montgomery Biscuits. I believe they're the Double-A affiliate of the Rays now. I don't know if they've been the Double-A affiliate of the Rays this entire time, but they are right now. And Moore worked with the Biscuits when he was a teenager, made a little bit of extra money when he wasn't playing travel ball, or when he wasn't in his high school season, of course, and he worked as an assistant groundskeeper with Montgomery. And he was telling me that he had learned from the head groundskeeper, who the head groundskeeper used to be an assistant groundskeeper at Fenway Park for the Boston Red Sox. And what the head groundskeeper in Montgomery did at Fenway Park, his entire job was maintaining the dirt around home plate. That was it. It looks to be we might be okay here. Brant Herder is throwing a couple of additional warm-up tosses after they cleared this dirt out, but the grounds crew is still sticking around to watch. But Kyle Moore was telling me that he essentially had that same job while working as a teenager with the Montgomery Biscuits, and it's led him to be very, very tuned in to the way that field conditions may be, maybe more so than other managers, and he will be on top of it to make sure that his players have the highest amount of safety possible in order to avoid potential injury while at the same time having their proper advantages. And I thought that was just a very interesting edge, an interesting advantage from a managerial perspective, because you can maybe read how the outfield plays, how the grass plays, how the dirt would be for your jumps. But now we're finally ready. Here's Daryl Hernandez. First pitch is checked on, and it misses outside for a ball. 1-0 to start. We're underway at 6:12 p.m. on a 77-degree sunny day here in Erie, Pennsylvania. So only about a 7-minute delay. The 0-1. Hernandez watches down and inside. It goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Herd to the lefty. Checks the ball in glove and now sets on the first base side of the rubber. The next pitch fouled off over to the right side. Well, the video board now says a ball and 2 strikes. So they're saying that Hernandez swung at that first pitch. And it looks to be that is what they're saying. So now the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. I had it mixed up at first. Next offering misses down and inside. So now it's even at 2-2. So a very slight delay to get it going today, but still plenty of sunlight splashing down on this ballpark with barely any clouds to be seen, if any. As the 2-2 to Hernandez comes in, and it's swung on and lifted on a line to left center field, falling quickly and down for a base hit. The first in Daryl Hernandez's Double-A career is a leadoff single to open the day. Hernandez finished his high-A career with a .305 average in 60 games, and after going 0 for 5 yesterday with a ribby, he picks up a single here to start. And now Connor Norby. A .299 average for Norby and a .968 OPS in 49 games with the Baysox. 11 doubles and 2 triples, 14 home runs, 37 runs batted in. First pitch, and Norby watches down and away. 1-0 to start. 2 home run game yesterday for Norby, his 3rd here at Double-A. And with the 2 home runs, combined with his time at High A Aberdeen, he's now got 22 total on the season. That leads all minor leaguers in the Orioles system. The 1-0. Down and in. 2 balls and no strikes on Norby. The second home run for Norby, the 3-run blast in the 5th inning last night, broke his tie with Jordan Westberg, who's still at 21 for now. Norby leading everyone in the system. Runner at first, no one out in a scoreless first. Now the 2-0 to Norby. Swing and a miss when chasing on an off-speed. Inside, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. That was Norby's first game against Erie as well. And we'll have to see how they might respond to pitching with him. Because remember, the Baysox had 2 series against Erie in the first half, and this is their only series against them in the second half. The 2-1. Called a strike in the lower inside corner. A bit of a snap up behind the plate by Dylan Dingler, and it runs the count even at 2-2. Herder sets at the waist, looks down at the dirt, and looks up. Now the 2-2. Norby watches down and inside a curveball. It's full. So in Herder's Double-A debut last week in Harrisburg, he only ran the count full twice. He walked both batters. He walked 3 total in his debut against the Senators on the road. Pickoff throw back to first. A little bit offline, but it was more so to just hold runner on with a full count than it was to try and get a tag on. And you do need to be mindful with Hernandez. He's one of the fastest in the Orioles system. He had 22 steals in 25 attempts back in Aberdeen. Payoff on his way to Norby, and it's a high bouncer. Chopped over towards second. No chance to turn 2. A double clutch gets to first from Andrew Navigado. He nearly missed his chance on that one. While thinking about Hernandez at first, he eventually does throw out Norby 4-3, but Hernandez is to second. Tell you about the defense for Erie. From left to right in the outfield, you've got Dane Myers, Parker Meadows, and Daniel Cabrera. Trey Cruz is at third base. Gage Workman is at short. Andrew Navigado at second. Quincy Neporti at first. And Dylan Dingler catches behind the plate for Brant Herder on the mound. As Hudson Haskin digs in, .272 average, .832 OPS in 96 games. Put a mild shift on for the right-handed hitter, especially with runner at second base. First pitch. And Haskin flinches on an inside fastball called for strike. 22 doubles and 3 triples for Haskin, 13 home runs, 49 runs batted in this year. Well, the Shadows, thanks to that 7-minute delay, have crossed over pretty much all of home plate and the entire batting area. But the rest of the infield is taking in what remains of the warm sun. The 0-1 pitch, and Haskin slices it foul to the right side. Set the count to no balls and 2 strikes. Brant Herter, 6'6", 225, 23-year-old left-hander from Canton, Georgia. He was selected by Detroit in the 7th round of the 2021 draft from Georgia Tech. He did not play in 2021, though. This is still his first pro season and just his second Double-A start. He steps off the back of the rubber, and he'll reset now with an 0-2 count. He only fired 3 innings in his debut against Harrisburg. He eventually gave up 7 total runs on 5 hits with 3 walks. Runner goes, pitches up and away for a ball. Throw to third is late. Hernandez swipes his first Double-A bag, a critical steal of third at that, as Haskin runs the count to a ball and 2 strikes. And the infield is going to play in now with only 1 out. Bowie has been missing out on speed for quite some time, ever since Adam Hall went on the injured list. He has been back, Hall, of course, but he's not been stealing since he's returned. The 1-2, Haskin swings and misses. Curveball down and inside. Misses out on a big chance for even a sacrifice fly. Herter logs his first strikeout. Umpiring crew for today's game, Matt Carlian is the crew chief. He's over at third base. Jay Young Kim is at first base, and Tom Fornarola is calling the balls and strikes behind home plate. As Cesar Prieto digs in, only left-hander on roster for the Baysox. 265 average, a 663 OPS. First pitch, and he bounces it high. Baltimore chop to the pitcher, gloved by Herter. He scoop throws to first, and he gets it there. That was a difficult play in every capacity for Herter, and he was able to make it work. That one shot up at least 30 feet in the air after that first bounce. Runner stranded at third, and as we go to the bottom of the first, Bowie nothing, Erie coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Well, the Baysox come up empty in the top of the first inning. A single, a ground out, and a stolen base got them a runner to third, but they couldn't bring him home. As we move to the bottom of the first here at UPMC Park, it'll be Cade Povich to try and keep the Erie Seawolves scoreless in response. As he warms on the mound, the starting lineup for the Seawolves that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at second base, you've got Andrew Navigado, followed by Dane Myers in left field, batting second. Parker Meadows is the center fielder. He'll bat third, while Quincy Neporti at first base bats fourth. Dylan Dingler, the catcher, will bat fifth. Gage Workman, switch hitting shortstop, will bat sixth. Corey Joyce, the DH, seventh. Daniel Cabrera in right field, eighth. And Trey Cruz at third base bats ninth. Erie is the Double-A affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. They're managed by Gabe Alvarez, and 72-49 on the season. Erie is 33-19 in the second half, and again, their lineup features Navigado, Myers, Meadows, Neporti, Dingler, Workman, Joyce, Cabrera, Cruz, all to face off against Cade Povich on the mound. As Navigado digs in, 263 average, a 789 OPS in 80 games. Left-hander Povich curls the bowling glove behind the head and fires the first pitch home. It's a fastball, swung on and missed high. 0-1 to start. 14 home runs, 35 runs batted in for Navigado this season as he's jumped into the leadoff slot today. The 0-1 offering. Fouled off to the right side, curveball in, and it's 0-2. Well, Navigado has not had too many appearances at shortstop this season, or at shortstop, in the leadoff role this season. Shortstop is a different story. He's been at shortstop a couple of times. The 0-2 bounces in, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. But he has made his work in the leadoff role, work this year. When he's leading off innings, he's hitting 296 with a 995 OPS. The 1-2 popped him up, foul. Curls out to the right side and gets out of play. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Shortstop playing very deep as the 1-2 pitch into Navigado is swung on and missed for strike 3. Good opening look from the curveball by Cade Povich. Starts his day with a strikeout. Let's tell you about the rest of the defense for Bowie. From left to right in the outfield, you've got Toby Welks, Zach Watson, and Hudson Haskin. Cesar Prieto is at third. Daryl Hernandez is at short. Connor Norby at second. Andrew Dashbach at first. And Cody Roberts catches behind the plate for Cade Povich on the mound. As Dane Myers digs in, 276 average, 839 OPS. First pitch. Called a strike. Fastball in the top half. It's 0-1. 90 games for Myers this year with 14 doubles and a triple. 22 home runs, 61 runs batted in. As the 0-1 pitch is popped up. Foul over to the right side and gets out of play. It's 0-2. Cade Povich, a 6'3", 185-pound, 22-year-old lefty. Born in Reno, a native mostly of Nebraska. Traded over from Minnesota just at the deadline. That was in the Jorge Lopez deal, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Another high fastball for Povich. Back-to-back punch-outs. And we're rolling here in the bottom of the first. The Baysox are in their alternate orange jerseys today. Black block Bowie on the front side, gray pants, black cap. The Seawolves are in their alternate blacks this evening. It's a new jersey for them this year, very Pittsburgh Pirates-esque, with a yellow button stripe, white pants, and a yellow cap. First pitch to Parker Meadows is swung on and missed. High fastball to the left-hander, and it's 0-1. 265 average for Meadows, and 806 OPS in 96 games. 15 doubles, 5 triples, 15 home runs, 41 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch, called a strike in the lower outside corner. It's 0-2. Cade Povich is 1-0 with a 6.30 ERA in just 2 starts with Bowie. 10 innings, 13 strikeouts. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Povich strikes out the side in the first. The curveball fools him the whole way. On to the second here at UPMC Park. We're scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Second inning here in Erie as we've got a scoreless game between the Baysox and the Seawolves. Matt Sabatis with you. As Brent Herter gets back to work, 16 pitches in a scoreless first inning, stranded a runner at third. He made a great play to end the frame himself. 5, 6, and 7 to open the inning for Bowie, though. Kobe Mayo leads off. First pitch into the right-hander, and Mayo watches a breaking ball for called strike. It's 0-1 to open. 222 average for Mayo this year, a 684 OPS in 18 games. 3 doubles and no triples, 2 homers. 9 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Mayo watches inside. Another off speed, runs it even at a ball and a strike. Well, now Herter had an okay first inning in his Double-A debut. Second inning got a little out of hand as the 1-1 misses up and away. It's 2 balls and a strike. Out of hand might even be exaggerating a little bit. He gave up a 2-run home run. That's really just basically missing 1 pitch. The fourth inning is where it did get out of hand. You can't exaggerate on that. The 2-1, and Mayo slices it to the right side for a base hit. Splits the gap and rolls to right field. Daniel Cabrera scoops Mayo with a hard round to first, but he's content with the early single. Back-to-back innings, the Bay Sox have led off with a base hit. And now here's Cody Roberts to follow. Roberts a .248 average, a .730 OPS in 69 games, 14 doubles, no triples, 7 homers, 37 runs batted in this year. Herder holds, fires the first, and Roberts watches down and away. Count starts out at 1-0. Now, conversations earlier today have indicated at the very least that Maverick Handley could potentially return to the roster at some point this week. As the 1-0 pitch bounces in, it's 2 balls and no strikes. But that's all dependent on things falling in the right direction, because you can't be too careful with a head injury, a potential concussion that Handley went through by taking such a hard foul ball on a fastball off of his mask. But his minimum stay on the injured list will be ending soon as the 2-0 pitch is bounced up the middle, hits off the mound. Tough play to backhand by the second baseman, and he drops it. Navigado could not make the transfer while trying to get the lead runner at second. That could go down as a base hit, just the way that it went off of the mound, but I think it will go down as an error. Andrew Navigado commits just his 3rd this season in 33 games at second base. And the defensive issues for Erie continue. They had errors on back-to-back batters in the 5th inning yesterday while they were leading 4-1. One of the errors allowed a run to score, and after the second error, Connor Norby blasted a go-ahead 3-run home run. As Toby Welk bats here with first and second, no one out. First pitch into Welk, and he watches breaking ball for called strike. It's on the top half of the zone. It's 0-1. .232 average for Welk, a .658 OPS in 27 games, 5 doubles, no triples, 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in. As Herder, out of the stretch, sets at the waist, looks back, Mayo at second, the 0-1. Just a piece. Foul on a fastball high, and it's 0-2 as it got back to the screen. Scoreless game here in the top of the second. Bowie trying to strike first for the second consecutive night. They had an early solo home run by Connor Norby yesterday in the first. 0-2. Welk watches down and away. It's a ball and 2 strikes here. Welk had 2 of Bowie's 6 hits yesterday. He had 2 of the first 5. Cody Roberts picked up that critical double in the 9th inning that eventually became the game's winning run. As now the 1-2 comes in, and Welk watches up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Brant Herder had his trouble in finding the strike zone in his Double-A debut. That 4th inning saw him allow 5 consecutive batters to reach safely, and right now his strike percentage is dwindling. Contact is really running into that. The 2-2. Swinging a line drive up the third base line. That one touches down for a fair ball, and Mayo will score. Roberts heads first to third. Does he get the wave? No, he'll be held up. But it's an RBI double for Toby Welk, and the Bay Sox have second and third with no one out and a 1-0 lead. Already a good-looking start for Bowie as Welk collects his 6th double of the year, his 15th RBI, and again, 2 in scoring position, still with no one out for Andrew Dashbach. Just a floated line drive, perfectly placed up the line. Bowie didn't want to risk anything happening when they already had 1 run and still no one out. So Roberts was held up, and it's going to lead to a quick mound visit from pitching coach Dan Reicheball. Gives us a chance, though, to tell you about our good friends over at On the Green. On the Green Incorporated has been celebrating 25 years in providing custom lawn care and pest control programs. Now, if you've got any sort of issues with residential or commercial lawns, they'll be able to help you out. They can turn anything into something lush, resembling the ballpark greens out at Prince George's Stadium. So if you've mentioned that you've heard this on the Bay Sox broadcast, when you give them a call, you'll get a discount on your first lawn care or pest control services. So you want to make sure that you get in touch with them, because there's not too much time left to enjoy the outdoors this summer, but you still can. If you go to onthegreeninc.com or give On the Green call 410-695-0444. So Bowie already on top as Kobe Mayo leads off with a single to right field. Cody Roberts reaches on an error, and Toby Welk doubles to drive in Mayo. Now that run is potentially unearned for now. Could become earned, all depending. With the infield playing in, here's Andrew Dashbach. First pitch to him, and the right-hander bounces it to the right side for a base hit. The pitched-in infield burns Erie, and a run scores. Roberts is down, and Welk moves to third. RBI single for Dashbach makes it 2-0. That's one of the cruxes that you run into. It's sometimes a no-win situation when you're a pitcher. After a lengthy mound visit like that where you're struggling to locate the zone and you need to get the next batter out, it's an easy idea for that batter to swing at the first pitch because usually it's something on the zone. And that's exactly what Dashbach did. Sent it the other way to pick up his 40th RBI of the season. Has them at the corners now with still no one out. Now Zach Watson, first pitch, he swings and misses. It's down and away, and it's 0-1 to start. 174 average for Watson, a 528 OPS in 78 games. 7 doubles, 2 triples, 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. As Bowie leads 2-0 here in the second. Next pitch. Watson holds back on a breaking ball down and inside, and it's a ball and a strike now. Well, the question here is, considering the last time Herder tossed, will Erie have a short leash with him today because it's already 4 consecutive batters reaching? Here's the 1-1 to Watson. Bouncing ball foul, third base side, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. One of the problems with UPMC Park in Erie is that you don't get a good view of the home bullpen from the visiting radio booth. You got to stick your head out the window. But from my gracious experiment exposing my head to the elements, no, there's no one warming in the bullpen. Here's the 1-2. Watson pulls back on a curveball inside. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-0 Bowie here in the top of the second, with a chance to add on a lot more. Even if Watson is put out, he could potentially bring one in. Erie is probably willing to trade a double play for a run at this point. 2-2, curveball high, and it's full. That's the second full count now for Herder. Connor Norby grounded out to second base on a full count back in the first. Watson does not go the opposite way very often, but if he can pull it off here, that entire right side is open. 3-2. Driven high out toward the right field corner in foul territory, potentially for Cabrera. No, he's out of room. At the angle that Cabrera was taking it on, a run could have scored if it stayed in play. But it gets out of play, and the count stays full. Herder is already up to 35 pitches, needed 16 in the first. So now 19 here in the second, and he is still not recorded an out. It'll be a short day for him. Another 3-2, and Watson pokes it up the middle at short. A chance for 2, underhanded from Workman to Navigado. The throw to first is late. Watson collects the RBI on a fielder's choice, and it's 3-0 Bowie. That was a very slow scoop from Gage Workman. Watson has his 22nd on the season. Dashbach is retired for finally the first out of the inning on a 6-4 choice. And now back to the top of the lineup for Daryl Hernandez, who singled up the middle back in the first inning. Runner at first now, 1 away. First pitch to Hernandez. He squares, but pulls back on a high curveball. It's 1-0 to start. Thought maybe he could surprise something. But now third base will play a bit in front of the bag to compensate. That's still not too close. The 1-0, and Hernandez rips a line drive to left field for a base hit. Watson will go to second base. A 2-for-2 day for Hernandez. Bowie is playing a little see-ball, hit ball today. That's their 4th hit of the inning, 5th of the game. And they've got them at first and second, still with only 1 out here in the second. Well, it's quite an interesting set of decisions that led to Herder reaching this level, considering it's still his first professional season. He started the year with Single-A Lakeland, made 10 appearances there, then made 11 appearances with High-A West Michigan as Connor Norby digs in. First pitch, and Norby hits it off the plate, bounced over towards short. Tough play scooped up by Workman, throws to first only, and it beats out Norby. Both runners advance. Second out of the inning as Watson's at third. Hernandez is now at second. Norby is 0 for 2, and Hudson Haskin will bat, the 8th batter of the inning. 3-0 Bowie. Haskin struck out swinging back in the first. Herder pitched well with Single-A, a 3-3 record, but a 2.98 ERA. So you can understand the promotion to High-A, but after that, a 3-level season is tough for a pitcher. First pitch to Haskin is driven high out toward right field. Cabrera's running back. He's still going, camping, feeling for the wall, and makes the catch. Haskin put a charge into it. Probably could have been gone at Prince George's Stadium, but not here. However, the Baysox do bring 3 across. First 5 batters all reaching safely. And as we move to the bottom of the second, Bowie leads 3-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Bottom of the second here in Erie as the Baysox have a good cushion now. 3-0 they lead as Cade Povich will continue to deal. He was about as good as you could have asked for in that the bottom of the first, I should say. He struck out the side on just 11 pitches. So now he'll face off with 4, 5, and 6 in the Erie lineup, starting with Quincy Neporti. First pitch to him is just outside. 1-0 to start. After Neporti, then Dylan Dingler and Gage Workman to bat. 274 average and an 891 OPS for Neporti in 106 games this season. Here's the next. Called a strike on a fastball lower inside corner, and it's a ball and a strike now. Neporti has been within the conversation for potential MVP votes this year in the Eastern League. The 1-1 is fouled off to the right side. It's 1-2, thanks to his 28 home runs. He's collected 4 against the Baysox back in the previous 12 games that these two teams played in the first half of the season. The 1-2 pitch here from Povich. Misses high, a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is the first 2-ball count that Povich has even reached. Here's the next. Bouncing ball. Povich spears it, bounced off of his glove and collects it behind the mound. He fires an easy toss to first. Neporti is not known for being a speedster. The throw beats him easily. 1-3 put out, and there's one gone. So now here's Dylan Dingler. .246 average and a .778 OPS for Dingler this year. As the first pitch to him is called a strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Dingler's played in 102 games for the Seawolves. We got a hard shift on for the right-hander as the 0-1. This is high, a ball and a strike. Dingler had a season-high 3 walks yesterday. He scored on all 3 of them. That was what made that game as close as it was for Bowie. The 1-1. Breaking ball, still high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the second. Bowie already ahead 3-0 as Povich deals the next. And there's the curveball. Call it for strike 2 off the top half of the zone. I said that in pregame. If that curveball high for Povich is going to work early on, use it when you can. And then maybe lay off on the second trip through the order. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Punched a fastball in the lower inside corner. Dingler curls out of the box in disgust on that one. 4th strikeout for Cade Povich. And the home plate umpire does have a glance over, holds it for a little bit with the Seawolves dugout there. But now here's Cade Povich to face off against Gage Workman. First pitch. This is down and inside. 1-0 to start. Switch hitter Workman bats as a righty for the first time this series. .227 average with a .698 OPS in 111 games. Next offering. Curveball fouled off to the right side. It's 1-1. 27 doubles and 7 triples for Workman. 12 home runs, 64 runs batted in. He has had a tough time, though, while batting as a right-hander. He strikes out over half the time. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball inside. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Now, Workman already does have a high strikeout rate. A mind-blowing 180 strikeouts this season. But it's even more so as a right-handed batter. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball just missed outside. Left side of the infield was ready to head in. Povich was still following through on his delivery, so he didn't get to turn back to the dugout, but it runs the count even at 2. He'll try again. Looking for his 2nd consecutive perfect inning. The 2-2. Line drive over toward third, and it's off the outstretched glove of Cesar Prieto. They're not making a decision on that just yet. They've ruled it a hit on Workman. He extends it to 10 consecutive games with a base hit. Extending the inning at the same time, as Bowie did have a mild chance at that one, but just didn't get the glove in the right spot for Cesar Prieto. That was a hot shot ball. So now here's Corey Joyce. First base hit for Erie tonight. First pitch to the right-hander. Joyce watches called strike on the inside edge, a fastball. It's 0-1. 283 average for Joyce and a 747 OPS in just 14 games. Next offering, curveball called for strike on the inside edge. Joyce didn't play in yesterday's game. He's actually not played against Bowie at all this season, but he's had plenty of experience up here in Erie. Spent a good chunk of time with the Seawolves last year. As the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Curveball down and inside. 5th strikeout for Povich, working around that 2-out single for a scoreless frame. On to the 3rd as Bowie leads 3-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print. not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Well, there's only one more homestand at Prince George's Stadium that you've got to look out for. When the Baysox come home for 6 against the Richmond Flying Squirrels starting on Tuesday, September 6th. One final fireworks show as well on Saturday the 10th. We move to the third, and the first pitch to Cesar Prieto is a perfect bunt, laid down and fired to first late. Prieto finally expels that demon of the lame bunt attempts. He could not get one at all over the 12-game homestand, and he finally saw an opportunity here to open up the third inning. He's aboard with a bunt single. He breaks out of a 2-game hitless skid, and for the third consecutive inning, Bowie opens the frame with a base hit. And now here's Kobe Mayo. He singled to open up the second inning and scored what was the first of 3 runs. We're off to a fast start here at UPMC Park. First pitch to Mayo misses up and away, and it's 1-0. Mayo moved to second on an error, and then came around to score on Toby Welk's double. As the Baysox lead 3-0, trying to win 2 consecutive games against Erie, 3 consecutive overall. Next pitch is called a strike on the inside edge. It's 1-1. Because the Baysox, after they went on that tough run in which they lost 7 of 9, following their 8-game winning streak, more importantly, they had fallen well out of a good hold of first place, the 1-1. Mayo watches inside, and it runs the count to 2 balls and a strike here. Because after the 8-game win streak, Bowie had a 3 full-game lead, 3 full games over the rest of the Eastern League. They were really building some ground as the 2-1 pitch is ripped up the third base line, a fair ball through the gap. Prieto will go to second base and stop there, where it's picked up by Dane Myers in left. Mayo already on a 2-for-2 day. And Prieto in scoring position, still with no one out. Now here's Cody Roberts as it's getting a little out of hand early here for Brant Herter. He had a clean third inning in his debut last week in Harrisburg. But after those first 5 batters found their way aboard in the second inning, you'd have to imagine that the leash is potentially even shorter here in the third. As Cody Roberts digs in, first pitch. Roberts watches outside. Slider starts the count out at 1-0. So now as Herter has allowed these 2 base hits, we're going to play the fun little game of sticking your head out the window to try and see if there's anyone in the bullpen. And now there is. There's a right-hander warming in the bullpen for Erie. Can't tell you who it is, simply because there's still too many obstructions. Here's the 1-0. Called a strike. Fastball on the inside edge to Roberts, and it's a ball and a strike now. He reached on an error by the second baseman. Roberts grounded one pretty much up the middle back in that second inning, but when Andrew Navigado tried to transfer to his hand to at least get a force at second base, he dropped the ball. The 1-1. And a floater out toward left field, falling in for a base hit. They're going to hold the runners, advancing just 1 base on a missile throw to home. Dane Myers really made that throw look pretty. Absolutely would have nailed Cesar Prieto if Kyle Moore had sent him. So it's a good thing he didn't. But the bases are loaded now with no one out for Toby Welk. But it looks like Brant Hunter will not get the chance to deal with him, as he has allowed 8 hits in just 2 innings. Gabe Alvarez is out of the dugout, and he makes the point to the bullpen. Herter has not had a good start to his Double-A career. Hope that it may improve later, but at least for Bowie, it's good things for now, as they've loaded the bases with no one out here in the third, already leading 3-0 and a chance to add on. We're back after this to tell you about the reliever in a second. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Well, the Baysox in a pretty big opportunity right now as we continue on with the top of the third inning here at UPMC Park in Erie. The Erie Seawolves are already forced to make a pitching change as Brant Herter is unable to collect an out in the third inning. He finishes with just 2 innings. Gave up 3 singles here to start the third and had to be lifted. The line on Herter is not closed because all 3 runners aboard belong to him. He finishes with 2 innings total. At the moment, allowed 8 hits. In terms of runs, it could, of course, add up, but right now 3 runs allowed, 2 of them were earned. Could go all the way up to 6 runs. As Bubba Derby takes over to face off against Toby Welk with the bases loaded. First time the Baysox have seen Derby this year, a 5'11", 185-pound, 28-year-old right-hander from Arcadia, California, minor league free agent signed earlier this year by Detroit. As Welk digs in, 1 for 2 with the bases loaded this year, the infield plays in for a play at the plate. First pitch home, and Welk watches down and away for a ball. It's 1-0 to open. Welk had an RBI double back in the second inning, and he came around to score. As Derby holds on the first base side of the rubber, fires the next. Welk hacks at it, a high fastball, and he comes up empty, 1-1. Bubba Derby has 15 appearances under his belt this year. He's gone 2-0 with a 4.19 ERA, 19 in the third innings, 20 strikeouts, only 5 walks. He's allowed 3 home runs. As the 1-1 pitch is popped foul out of play to the right side, it's 1-2. Derby has inherited 6 runners this season. Only 1 of them has come across to score against him. But a ball and 2 strikes here on Toby Welk. As Derby sets. Fires the next. And Welk pokes it over towards second. They'll go home for the fourth. See about going to first, but it wasn't covered in time. So no chance at the double play. Prieto is forced out. Welk reaches on the fielder's choice. It goes 4-2. The bases remain loaded as the trailing 2 runners each advance 1 bag. Mayo now to third and Roberts to second. Now Andrew Dashbach with the bases still loaded. Dashbach is only 1 for 11 this year with the bases loaded. He's had by far the most opportunities for Bowie. He has driven in 6 runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Still only 1 out. First pitch here. And he swings through an off-speed. It's 0-1 to start. Dashbach had an RBI single in the second inning, got forced out at second base. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the third. Bowie already ahead 3-0 as the 0-1 is swung on and missed inside. It's 0-2. Well, Bowie really needs to put the foot down here. Put this game out of reach early because, as we saw yesterday, 3 runs is by no means a far enough away of a lead. The 0-2 pitch to Dashbach, swung on and missed for strike 3. High fastball. And after loading the bases with no one out, the Baysox might miss out on anything here in the third inning. Here's Zach Watson. For him, he's 2 for 7 this year with the bases loaded. 3 runs driven in, 5 strikeouts. The infield can play at a regular depth now with 2 away. First pitch. Watson watches miss down. It's 1-0 to start. Watson drove in a run when reaching on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. He got all the way to third before being left stranded. Derby sets. Fires the 1-0 pitch. Watson watches inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Derby, of course, not the tallest of frame. Has brown curly locks that spill out of the back of that yellow cap that Erie wears tonight. Preps for a 2-0 pitch to Watson. Here it is. Watson watches curveball for a called strike inside. It's 2-1. Well, Derby has one of those small twists after he kicks his leg up. Turns a little bit on the heel and knee. Just on that right leg while he's in the air, back toward third a little bit. The 2-1 pitch. Watson swings and misses on a high fastball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bowie needs to make sure that even if they miss out on this opportunity, that they don't let it be a momentum shifter. Cade Povich will need to come out and shut down the Erie offense instantly. But Zach Watson could change that and keep that from happening if he could maybe collect a base hit here. The 2-2. Swinging a high fly out toward right center field, deep in the gap. Cabrera and Meadows running back. They're looking up, and it's off the warning track and the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Roberts. Mayo is around, and now Welk is down. A 3 RBI double for Zach Watson. Clears the bases and makes it 6-0 Bowie. 1 strike away from coming up empty on the opportunity, and Watson makes it work. All 3 runs are going to be charged to Brant Herter, even though Toby Welk reached against Derby. He did so in a fielder's choice, replacing another runner. So Watson picks up his 8th double of the year, already 4 RBI on the day, bringing him up to 25 this season. It's 6-0 Baysox. And now here's Daryl Hernandez. First pitch, a hearty swing and a miss on a changeup outside. Hernandez looked a little silly going down on that one. It's 0-1 to start. But it's a 2-for-2 day for Hernandez already as he bats for the 3rd time. You're just in the 3rd inning. The 0-1, high fastball, he held off. And it's a ball and a strike. So a runner at second with 2 outs as Bowie, again, nearly wasted the massive opportunity, but as they've done plenty of times this year, not let previous instances affect how they approach the plate. The 1-1 is poked slowly to second, where Navigado gloves between the legs and fires to first to end the inning. But 1 strike away from straining the bases loaded, the Baysox are able to clear them all. Zach Watson drives in 3 with a 2-out double and makes it 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at Baysox.com.
Bottom of the 3rd inning here at UPMC Park in Erie while the Baysox are building a mountain. 6-0 they lead with Cade Povich allowing just 1 hit and 5 strikeouts in just 2 innings. Daniel Cabrera will lead off. First pitch to the left-hander is called for strike in the upper outside corner. It's 0-1. .205 average for Cabrera, a .602 OPS in 83 games, 12 doubles, 3 triples, 5 homers, 27 runs batted in. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and lifted high out towards shallow left. Sprinting down to foul territory, Welk. Prieto gives it a look against the tarp, and it gets just out of play. So it's 0-2 on that pop foul. After Cabrera, it'll be Trey Cruz, and then back to the top of the lineup for Andrew Navigato. Five punch-outs for Povich, a chance at the 6th. The 0-2, down and away, a curveball. Ball and 2 strikes now. Here's the next offering. Bounced up the first baseline, but foul. Rolled over just a tad as Povich is sticking with the off-speed right now to try and get Cabrera out. 6-0 Bowie here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Obviously already a big chance to maybe build larger ground in the division lead. The 1-2. Grounded to second. Backhanded deep in the hole by Norby to Dashbach in time. Not an easy play by Norby. Fortunately, the ball wasn't hit too hard, so he was able to track it down quickly. It was just the matter of making the transfer in the throw fast enough, and he did. So now here's Trey Cruz, second game of his AA career, first pitch. Curveball misses down, 1-0 to start. Cruz, a switch hitter, bats as a righty. Didn't bat as a right-hander yesterday. He went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. That was his whole day. Here's the 1-0. Cruz watches up and away. Pulled out of the air by Cody Roberts behind home plate, and the count 2-0. Cruz did pick up a stolen base in yesterday's game, but he never made it past second base. As Povich deals the next pitch, and it's down and inside. This is the first 3-ball count that Cade Povich has dealt. He had a couple of 2-ball counts, but hasn't gotten anyone to 3 balls, and to do it on the first 3 pitches here, well, here's the next. Inside, a 4-pitch walk. First walk given up by Povich. And against a speedster, too, that's what could potentially burn you. Coming with only 1 out, you do need to be careful. A chance at the double play with Andrew Navigato, who doesn't ground out too often, but has hit into 8 double plays this year. First pitch. Driven deep out towards center. Watson's running back. He's curling around looking for the wall. He hops, and he pulls it down. Zach Watson makes an outstanding catch. Fires it back to the infield, thinking about doubling up Cruz, but the throw not necessarily on line. Cruz gets back to first, and Watson, while dancing around that ball in the air constantly, reading it through the heavy winds out toward right center, was able to find it with a little flourish and a hop. That was a tricky play. Potentially saved an RBI and what absolutely would have been an extra base hit. Give it a star in your scorecard if you're scoring out at home. Here's Dane Myers now with 2 outs. A strikeout swinging in the first inning. First pitch here. And it misses inside, bounces off the catcher's glove and rolls away slowly. Cruz will advance to second base. I believe that was a passed ball. Roberts has had a handful of those this year. 9 total in his 56 games behind home plate. And now as Cade Povich is embarking on his second trip through the lineup, Cody Roberts is going to come out and have a quick chat, as well as, a runner at second for the first time all day. Suppose this could be a good opportunity to kind of run through what the alternate signs would be, especially since you're so far deep into the game without dealing with a base runner at second yet. So it was a passed ball on Roberts. That's now his 10th this season. And we'll wait on the 1-0 pitch to Dane Myers here. 6-0 Bowie leads here in the third. as Povich steps off the back of the rubber. That's the first of 2 allotted step-offs from Povich. We're this deep into the season, and we've still not seen too much of a consequence of that step-off rule. As the 1-0 pitch is a fastball that screams outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. If you recall, since it's been implemented after the first 9 games of the year, it's been in effect all year where a pitcher is only allotted 2 step-offs per plate appearance. And if they take a third without retiring a runner, then they've balked. The 2-0 is bounced over toward third where Prieto waits. He's going to try for the runner, gets the lead runner for the third out. Tagged Cruz, who was trying to advance. A 5 unassisted ends the inning. That 1-out walk of no consequence. On to the 4th here at UPMC Park. Bowie leads 6-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
4th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie as the Baysox hope to add on to a 6-0 lead. First full inning of relief from Bubba Derby as the Seawolves are going to have to ask for a lot of relief out of him. Brant Hunter was only able to finish 2 innings. Couldn't get an out in the 3rd before being lifted. First pitch to Connor Norby is bounced foul, hit off of his inner thigh, and it's 0-1 to start. Norby, Haskin, Prieto set to bat here in this half inning for Bowie. Connor is 0 for 2 on the day, a pair of groundouts, 1 to each of the middle infielders. As the sun is falling behind most of the buildings in downtown Erie at this point, very little sunlight remains on the playing surface. The 0-1 pitch to Norby is bounced up the third baseline, but foul. Counts to 0-2. I'll tell you what the playing surface isn't lacking for, and that's wind. You can pretty much see the ripples on just about every jersey and pant leg on the field, as well as the flags ironed out toward right field, away from the park. As the 0-2 pitch, Norby bounces it again up the third baseline, but still foul. Count stays. They've got very tall nettings over the right field wall that more or less match the height of the video board. They want to keep home run balls mostly in the field of play, simply because there's a lot of residential areas out past the right field wall, just across the street. The 0-2 pitch. Norby watches down and inside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. But that's not stopped hitters before, of course. Especially a lot of the lefties have more than been able to clear that netting. Here's the 1-2. And Norby, again, fouls it off the third base line. You get a nice left-hander that might pull it out toward right center about 450 feet. Then your biggest concern is some of the cars that are parked in one of those lots, and then maybe one of the 2 houses that is closest to the ballpark. So that's why they've got that netting there, just to be safe. The 1-2, check swing as Norby peels back on an up-and-in fastball. Base umpire confirms that he held off on appeal, and it's 2-2. Now with the sun setting mostly, though, they have flicked on the lights, so you might start to hear that hum more and more As the 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Curveball down and inside to Norby. And while he is not running the show today, the rest of the Baysox offense has at least been carrying the weight for him. Hudson Haskin will bat now. It's the first inning all night that Bowie didn't get a base hit from the first batter. And now here's Haskin. First pitch in, and Haskin watches high fastball. It's 1-0 to start. Haskin struck out swinging back in the first and flew out to right field back in the second inning. Norby and Haskin are the only two batters for Bowie today that do not have a base hit. Here's the next. Swing and a miss, down and inside, and it's a ball and a strike now. Here's the 1-1. Haskin gets plunked. Well, that's like Haskin. Sinker came too far inside. 22nd time this season he has been hit by a pitch. Fortunately for him, I think that hit off of that hand guard that he wears on his right hand to protect his fingers while gripping the bat. He didn't used to wear that until around I think it was the second series of this season when he got plunked by a pitch in Binghamton. That right hand of his is where he broke his thumb last year. That sidelined him for a lot of the year. First pitch to Cesar Prieto is called a strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. I'm relatively surprised that Prieto didn't try a bunt there, but I suppose it's because he's already laid down his bunt single. Don't want to risk it again. Here's the 0-1. And Prieto floats a liner to left center field for a base hit, splitting the gap. Haskin will go to third. Does he get the circle around? He does. He's coming home, and the throw's going to be late. RBI double for Cesar Prieto, and the Baysox lead 7-0. A perfectly placed gapper. 21st double of the season for Prieto, 32nd RBI. Erie has been playing with some... You could use the word extreme, but I think just more not even head scratching, but maybe more analytically driven defensive shifts in center field. That's where I'm trying to go. Not extreme shifts in the outfield, in center field specifically, but more analytically driven, I suppose. And they've been very interesting to see. That's exactly what happened there, and Prieto split it through that massive gap in left center. Here's Kobe Mayo to bat with a runner at scoring position in 1 out. First pitch misses down and inside. It's 1-0 to start. So the power of Hudson Haskin getting hit by pitches. Here's the 1-0. Mayo watches called strike inside edge. It's 1-1. Obviously, he's not intending to. Haskin just, the way he stands at the plate, leads to him getting plunked a little bit more. And he's not afraid as much to curl out when something comes close to the hands. As Bubba Derby steps off of the mound for a brief moment. Bowie already has 10 hits in this game, and we've only got 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and inside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. But even so, with a 7-run lead, we should not stop. They need to keep going. The stakes of this series are so high. You want to add on that little touch, that little message as the 1-2. Misses down and inside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Because Erie already has a bullpen that has been well, that's had more to be desired, I think, to put it favorably. The 2-2. Mayo fouls it off to the right side and the count stays. Erie has always had a bullpen this season that has left more to be desired. And because of that, Erie is going to run into problems if Bowie runs them down quickly. All right, now hold on. As we discuss this, Bowie leads 7-0, but that doesn't matter. The 2-2 to Mayo is swung on and belted out toward deep left field. Myers is reading it in front of the warning track and makes the catch on a fly. Prieto stays at second base, and there's 2 away. But again, this doesn't matter. It's 7-0 Bowie. Here's what matters. Gunnar Anderson just homered in his big league debut. His first major league hit is a home run in Cleveland. And after that fly out from Mayo, it seems that Derby might have hit a pitch limit. As Gabe Alvarez is coming out of the dugout and looks like he's going to make the switch. I don't think he's made the point, however, and this is the first mound visit. Yeah, they're not making the switch just yet. But Alvarez does have a little bit to discuss on what to go with here. So I'm going to try and pull up this Henderson home run at this point because, oh goodness, here it is. The home run chain against Tristan McKenzie of all pitchers, an astonishing Cleveland pitcher. Henderson lost his helmet on the home run and smashed it out to right center field. An outstanding beginning to what's going to be a long and successful major league career. So it looks like Erie is making the change, so they have decided. Derby's done. New pitcher will come in. I think it might be Joe Navalon. We'll tell you about him in a second. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Well, it is a bit of a long day here at UPMC Park. At the very least, the score is very favorable to the Bowie Baysox, not to the Erie Seawolves. My goodness, it is not favorable to Erie. As the Seawolves are already making their second pitching change this afternoon, Billy Lesher is coming out of the bullpen to face off against Bowie. I think this might be one of his first appearances against the Baysox this year. Lesher spent most, if not all, of last season with Erie. But he'll face off with the number 6 batter, Cody Roberts, a runner at second and 2 away here in the 4th. Bubba Derby is not done. His line still has a runner at second available. An inning and 2/3 for Derby with 2 hits, and at the moment, 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 2, or rather 1 run it was earned. Struck out 2 and walked none. Lesher fires the first pitch to Cody Roberts, and it misses outside. Count starts out at 1-0. Roberts is 1 for 2 with a single. He reached on an error as well, but he scored twice. Billy Lesher, 6'4", 215-pound, 25-year-old right-hander. Holds set, steps back slightly, now kicks high and fires the 1-0. It's inside. 2 balls and no strikes on Roberts. Lesher, a native of Jacksonville, Florida, 17th round draft selection in 2017. On the season with Erie, he's made 25 appearances, gone 1-1 with a 5.08 ERA. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Roberts watches a called strike. Fastball nicks the upper outside corner. It's 2-1. Lesher has 28 1/3 innings under his belt, 26 strikeouts, 9 walks. He's allowed 3 home runs. This season he's inherited 20 runners. 8 of them have scored. Here's the 2-1. Roberts watches a called strike on a high fastball. It's 2-2. So Prieto at second base, dancing slightly. A 7-run lead does ride the line potentially of getting teams upset on maybe running up the score if you try to steal a base. I don't see Prieto trying it, the 2-2. This one driven out toward deep right. Cabrera's running back deep to the corner, and it's over his head. Bounces off of the wall, and Prieto will score. Roberts will replace him at second base. An RBI double for Cody Roberts. 8-0 Bowie here in the fourth. Two-hit day for Roberts. His first RBI of the evening, 15th double, 38th RBI of the year. And Bowie doesn't want to stop. I don't think they should. That run charge to Derby. He finishes with 1. Make that 2. I don't know where I got 1 from. Finishes with 2. And now Toby Welk will bat with runner still at second and still 2 outs. First pitch into Welk, and he smacks a line drive to left field, but right to Dane Myers. Good charge in from the left fielder to make the catch and end the inning, but now before Bowie adds on 2 more. Bottom of the fourth coming up here at UPMC Park. Baysox lead 8-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at UPMC Park in Erie. Fans, don't forget, care's around the corner at Patient First. Urgent care that's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. No appointments needed. Learn more at patientfirst.com. As Bowie leads 8-0 here in the fourth, Cade Povich is trying to do his duty on what's been a great start. First pitch home to the left-hander Parker Meadows misses down and away. A fastball starts to count out at 1-0. Meadows struck out swinging in the first inning. After him, Quincy Neporti and Dylan Dingler will bat. As the next, misses down and away. 2 balls and no strikes on Meadows. I tell you, with this game already kind of out of hand, I'm very more focused on what's happening only about an hour and a half west of us as the 2-0 pitch misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes. That's the second 3-0 count that Povich has worked today. Trey Cruz walked on a 4-pitch offering in the third. But, boy, Baltimore taking a 2-0 lead over Cleveland with Gunnar Henderson homering for his first major league hit. 3-0 is called a strike. Right down Broadway to Meadows, and it's 3-1. But Baltimore leading Cleveland now 2-0 in the fourth. My goodness. And Adley Rutschman presents him with the home run chain. Here's a deep fly out toward right center field. This one legs it. Solo home run for Parker Meadows gets Erie on the board. It's still 8-1 Baysox. Well, Povich is really running into a little bit of issue with the home run ball right now. That's the 4th he's allowed in just 13 plus innings. Erie is a more home run heavy team, and I think you can look between the numbers against the teams that Povich has faced. He did allow a home run against Somerset, which leads the league in home runs. Erie is up there as well. But he did allow 2 to Altoona as the first pitch to Quincy Neporti is swung on and missed outside. It's 0-1. But if you're going to be missing maybe one pitch, maybe 2 pitches over the course of an entire appearance, that's not necessarily the worst thing. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed down and inside. Already 0-2 on Neporti. What Povich really needs right now, though, is some strikeouts here on this second trip through the order. He struck out 5 of the first 7 batters he faced. The 0-2 pitch now just misses outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Since then, though, his last 5 batters, he has not recorded a strikeout. He can maybe get Neporti here. A ball and 2 strikes, a big chance. Pitch home. Just missed. High fastball. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Neporti. But again, Bowie leads by 7. Wind still ironing out to right field. As Povich shakes off a couple from Cody Roberts. I think there was a pitch clock violation. I was just catching it. And, oh no, time called by the batter. I think Neporti is saying there was a pitch clock violation, but nothing has been called for. I really think Povich committed the violation there, and he got away with it. The 2-2. Curveball belted out to left field. This one up against the wall, and it is off the top of the wall. Neporti with a long single. That's going to be a close decision. That wall here in Erie is very notable in the Eastern League. It's comprised of one of the main walls of the hockey arena. And last season, they raised the height of a potential home run on that. They propped up the yellow line about 20 feet. Neporti must not have gotten a fast run out of the box with how hard he hit that. Here's Dylan Dingler. First pitch is called a strike. It's on the inside edge, and it's 0-1. Yeah, if Neporti had batted here last season, that would have been a home run, but I think he just missed it. Here's the next. There's the curveball, but it just misses outside. Haven't seen much of the curveball from Cade Povich here on his second trip through the order. But he needs to start collecting outs. Bowie does have a 7-run lead, and that's all fine and dandy, but you don't want to get out of hand. Here's a pickoff throw to first. No tag applied as Neporti was just kind of dancing. You just want Povich to finish a good day. Even if Bowie wins the game, you want a good day now. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses high again. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. And so far, the strike rate in this inning has not been the best for Povich. He's playing a little bit too high on the zone. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Went with a lower fastball, and it paid off. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. But again, as Bowie leads 8-1, they've got a lot of breathing room. They just want to make sure that they can get the second leg of a good game, and that's a good Cade Povich start. 2-2, curveball, bounce to third, potential for Prieto. He goes to Norby for second. The turn to first is late. Dashbach with a good stretch, but so deep in the corner was Prieto. That wasted precious moments. They at least get the lead runner, Neporti. 5-4 fielder's choice. Dingler is aboard with 1 out now here in the 4th inning. Here's Gage Workman, first pitch, swing and a miss. Switch hitter comes up empty on a low and in curveball. It's 0-1. Workman had a hot shot single off of the third baseman's glove back in the 2nd inning. That was the first base hit for Erie. And until this 4th inning, their only base hit. 0-1 pitch, fastball misses wide. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Dylan Dingler has only attempted 1 steal this season, but he's really taking some big secondary leads once the delivery starts. Cody Roberts is well known to attempt back picks. Here's the next, a curveball. Called for strike on the upper inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Curveball misses outside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first, one away here in the bottom of the fourth, the 2-2. Fastball misses up and away. Run it full on Workman. Not too many full counts today from Povich. As a matter of fact, this is the first. Opponents are 0 for 3 against him on full counts. He struck out 3, he's walked 3. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him on the low and in fastball. That's what Povich needed right there, to get back into the rhythm, start striking out batters again, as that's his 6th overall, but again, his first after striking out 5 of the first 7. So now here's Corey Joyce. He struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Runner at first, 2 away. First pitch, and Joyce belts a long deep drive out toward left field, but Welk sees it the whole way. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Solo home run by Parker Meadows, the only damage, but at the moment, perhaps a drop in the bucket for Bowie. As we go to the 5th, they lead 8-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org. And let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. Ah, the freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip. Because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
On to the 5th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie, and already another pitcher coming out of the bullpen as the Seawolves are going to their 3rd reliever overall. Meanwhile, Cade Povich has fired 4 innings of 1-run ball for the Baysox on 64 pitches. Billy Lesher is done. He faced exactly 2 batters. Gave up a double and retired the other one. 1/3 of an inning for Lesher. 1 hits, no runs. He didn't strike anyone out, didn't walk anyone. Very simple line. But as Dario Gardea takes over for Erie, he will face off against 8-9-1 in the Baysox lineup, starting with Andrew Dashbach. Righty on righty. Dashbach 1 for 2 with an RBI single. First pitch, and he watches a fastball called for strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Dario Gardea, 6'2", 210-pound, 23-year-old right-hander from Chihuahua in Mexico. Non-drafted free agent. Signed back in 2018 by the Tigers, the 0-1. Slider down and away. And it's a ball and a strike here on Dashbach. Gardea on the season has 15 appearances. He's 0-1. 6.75 ERA in 17 1/3 innings. 1-1, and it plunks Dashbach. Fastball just up against the shoulder. He'll take it. Looks a little frustrated as he sheds the elbow guards, the wrist guards, and all of the guards while walking slowly up the first base line. That's the 2nd hit by pitch this game from Erie pitchers. Here's Zach Watson. Watson is 1 for 2. Drove in a run in the 2nd on a force. As the first pitch here is fouled off to the right side. It's 0-1. But then he had a bases clearing double in the third inning that brought home 3 after Bowie loaded the bases in the frame with no one out and nearly missed the chance. They had a force out at home, a strikeout, and Watson had a 2-2 count before picking up the double. That really sent this game into Bowie's favor. The 0-1 is fouled off back to the screen. It's 0-2. Before that, it was only 3-0. And a score like that is very much possible to overcome. Bowie overcame a 3-run deficit last night. But to take it from a 3-run lead to a 6-run lead and then eventually an 8-run lead, that's a much different story. Here's the 0-2. And a line drive up the left field line, but foul. Pulled a little too hard, and the count stays at 0-2. Well, there was a lot of just general thinking, and I'd had some conversations with folks headed into this series as the 0-2 pitch misses outside. A ball and 2 strikes about where Bowie might lie and what their approach might be, or even their team identity. I don't think that team identity has necessarily changed, and I've advocated for that because this is a very strong clubhouse that is very dedicated to winning. As the 1-2 pitch is fouled off again back to the screen. Count stays. Runner at first, no one out. Bowie leads 8-1 in the 5th. But there was a little bit of discussion as to what this team might be able to accomplish into this series following the promotion of Joey Ortiz and Colton Cowser, and the timing of that set of promotions and the circumstances around them based just solely on Cowser's time at AA. The 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Down and away fastball to Watson. First strikeout for Dario Gardea today. Just the 4th overall for Erie pitching. But a lot of those conversations I had were pretty early to count out the Baysox as the first pitch to Daryl Hernandez is called a strike. On the upper outside corner, it's 0-1. And I wouldn't necessarily blame them for thinking like that. To get Colton Cowser up to AAA as quickly as he had come to Bowie was pretty surprising. Not undeserving, but still surprising, as the 0-1 to Hernandez is called strike on the outside edge, 0-2. 2 for 3 day for Hernandez, as there's still a runner at first with 1 away, but Bowie leads by 7. But one of the conversations I had with folks here in Erie did provide a bit of a counterpoint that this team might play with a chip on their shoulder now as the 0-2 pitch is reached for, poked over toward third, a potential double play. Cruz to Navigado to Neporti, and it's in time. 5-4-3 double play. Hernandez hits into the twin killing, and the inning is over. Bowie goes without scoring for the first time since the first inning. Halfway home here at UPMC Park as the Baysox lead 8-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you along for the broadcast each night. It's so fun to be able to tell you each and every story this season, and this has been a pretty well-told story as Bowie leads 8-1, moving into the bottom of the fifth. Matt Sabatas with you from UPMC Park in Erie. Thank you so much for stopping by. As Cade Povich continues on the mound for the Baysox, first pitch to Daniel Cabrera misses down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty on lefty. And the next pitch home is bounced to first. Waiting back on it, Dashbach. He snags it up against the chin and has to take it to first himself. Wins the foot race by about a step and a half, 3 unassisted to start the fifth inning. Well, it's been an even mix, it seems, of ground balls and fly balls. That was actually only the third ground ball out that Cade Povich has induced against just 2 fly ball outs. Of course, the 6 strikeouts has very much helped his current situation. Here's Trey Cruz. He walked back in the third inning. First pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1 to start. Cruz got to second base on a passed ball, but was forced out after that. As the next misses high, and it's a ball and a strike. He does at least have some decent discipline to look at it. And you can kind of pick up on that when you look at his numbers from high A. His strikeout to walk ratio really made me double take the 1-1. Called a strike in the lower outside corner, around the knees, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. In 109 games with high A, Cruz struck out 111 times, but he walked 76 times. The 1-2 pitch here is swung on and lifted high out toward left field. Not deep, though. Toby Camps steps a couple of steps to his right now and makes the catch. I said right field, that was left field. Don't worry, I'll turn 4 soon enough and learn my rights from my lefts. Oh, goodness. Here's Andrew Navigado as Povich is working to a much quicker inning. I imagine this will be his last frame, though. As the first pitch in, misses down and inside, and it's ball 1. Povich does cap out around the 80s in terms of his pitches as the 1-0. Misses down and away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And what Bowie does want to probably do today is get Noah Denoyer in for a few frames. If you can get 4 innings out of Denoyer on the back end, well, then that would just be perfect in terms of setting yourself up for the remainder of the series. The 2-0. Called a strike. Fastball on the inside edge to Navigado. It's 2-1. 0 for 2 day for Navigado. He struck out swinging in the first, flew out to center field in the third on a ball that nearly got over Zach Watson's head. But it was a great play by Watson. The 2-1 is bounced over to the left side. Backhanded it short by Hernandez. Great chance here, and he fires a BB to first. Gets the Dashbach at the chin and a 6-3 put out. One of the first real chances for Hernandez to show off his skills at shortstop, and he doesn't disappoint. 3 up, 3 down, 5th for Povich, and we're on to the 6th. Bowie leads 8-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. You've got 4 fireworks shows in August to watch out for: Friday the 19th, Saturday the 20th, Friday the 26th, and Saturday the 27th. Hope to see you there.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Rolling on to the 6th inning here, a 7-run Bowie lead. As Dario Gardea continues in relief for the Erie Seawolves, Bowie will have the 2, 3, and 4 batters set to bat here. First pitch to Connor Norby is a line drive to shallow right. Cabrera runs in, but he didn't need to. Stops and backs up a couple of steps. Makes the catch, and there's one away. So an 0 for 4 day for Norby, following his 3 for 4 day yesterday with 2 home runs. Hudson Haskin will bat now. He reached on a hit by pitch in the 4th. Reaching on a hit by pitch and scoring on a double. I feel like you can call that, I don't know, the Hudson Haskins special in some respect. Here's the first pitch. He watches fastball miss outside. It's 1-0 to start. Bowie has been a good doubling team this year. I feel like that's fallen under the radar. As they've got a shift on for the right-hander, the 1-0. This is down and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Bowie leads the league this season in doubles from the first batter of an inning. I think they've got around 55 right now this year, which does seem like a lot, but when you actually think about it, it's not necessarily that many. The 2-0 pitch is called a strike in the upper inside corner. It's 2-1 because Bowie's played 122 games, only a small couple of double headers. So, I mean, hey, let's say 122 games times 8 total innings. That's 976 innings. So 55 out of 976 as Haskin laces one up the middle to center field for a base hit. 11th hit of the day for Bowie as Haskin has hits in 4 of his last 5 games now for the Baysox. 1 out single, and now here's Cesar Prieto. But based on that little back of the napkin math there, the Baysox only lead off any inning with a double in about 5% of their innings. So it's not necessarily that common, but they still lead the league. Here's Prieto, first pitch. Bounce to first and foul. That one's just skipped high up the line a little to the right side as Quincy Neporti tried to run in and glove it. He maybe could have had an opportunity to turn 2, but the fact that he ran in on the ball would have made it too difficult, I imagine. Hudson Haskin probably would have been to second base before Neporti could have gotten anywhere. But it's 0-1 to start on Prieto, who's 2 for 2 with a bunt single and an RBI double. Here's the 0-1. Down and away, and it gets by. It'll be a wild pitch as Gardea fired it just a little bit too far to the left of Dingler. Haskin advances to second base. And now Bowie has a runner in scoring position. An 8-1 ball game. Not much more to say about it other than that. And as Gardea steps off the back of the rubber and looks back, runner at second. Bowie doesn't have anyone warming in their bullpen. As the 1-1 pitch is outside. Fastball at 93 misses to run it to 2-1. Well, no one is warming in the bullpen, but Tyler Birch is throwing one of those plyometric balls up against the wall. If you're not familiar with those, I can describe in a second as the 2-1 pitch is bounced up the middle. Backhanded at short and dropped. Gage Workman recovers and throws to first in time. Workman nearly botched that. I'm not sure why he decided to backhand the ball, running in on it when he was already up in front of it. Shifted his body to the left of the ball and tried to backhand it. It hit off of his wrist and fell to the earth. Fortunately for him, he was able to still recover. 6-3 putout as Haskin moves to third. So now here's Kobe Mayo. They've got a decent shift on for him. First pitch to the righty, misses inside. Fastball starts it out at 1-0. So those little plyometric balls, they're almost like a stress ball, but not really. It's not necessarily a foam, but a hard rubber with a very viscous liquid inside to kind of help with grip strength, the 1-0. Inside, it's 2-0 on Mayo, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Pair of singles, 2 runs scored. He flew out to left field his last time up in the 4th. Yeah, that plyometric ball does help a little bit with the arm strength, too, while you warm it up. And when you throw it against the wall, because of its design, it doesn't bounce back too hard. It'll just die off of the wall, the 2-0 pitch. Welk watches a called strike on the outs. Oh, Welk. Mayo watches a called strike on the upper outside edge. It's 2-1. I don't know where I got Welk. Toby Welk is in the hole right now. Here's the 2-1. Mayo watches another called strike, lower inside corner. He's not too pleased with the call. Count evens at 2. Runner at third, 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Lights carrying a lot more of the load now this evening at UPMC Park, but the Baysox will maybe add on one more. 2-2. Mayo swings and misses on a slider outside. So a one-out single eventually finds its way to third, but is left there. Gardea strikes out his second batter and ends the 6th inning. Bottom of the frame coming up. Bowie leads by 7. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie. Cade Povich is back out for another frame. He could really turn this into a high-quality start. Quality start either way if he can finish out this frame without allowing 2 runs. Dane Myers leads off. First pitch to the left fielder is swung on and missed high. A fastball. It's 0-1 to start. Povich has 5 innings under his belt on 74 pitches. That was the 75th he just threw. After Myers, it'll be Meadows and then Neporti, the 0-1. Fastball called for strike on the outside edge at 91. It's 0-2. Myers is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and bouncing into a force back in the 3rd inning. They've got a shift on for him. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off to the right side. Count remains. But Povich with 6 strikeouts so far. Want to see at least a couple more in this inning. If he can pick up 2, that'd be great because he struck out 5 of those first 7 and only has 1 since. The 0-2 pitch. Down and inside, nearly got the toes of Dane Myers. Wasn't too concerned, though, with that curveball that came in. Povich will have to try again as the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. The next pitch, popped foul, gets out of play to the right side, and the count stays. But Bowie leads 8-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 12 hits for the Baysox. And even with this lead, I still think they should keep going. The 1-2. Down and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. At the moment, Povich is having a bit of a tough time when it comes to that put-down pitch. He's gotten 2 strike counts on 2 of the last 3 batters. The 2-2 here is poked to second. Easy play for Connor Norby between the legs and a sidearm toss to first. Does beat out the runner. We've got a little pandemonium in front of the broadcast booth here. The Seawolves mascot just dumped popcorn on someone. Oh, there's a mess. There's a mess for the poor stadium workers. Here's Parker Meadows. First pitch into the left-hander, and a high fastball gets called for strike. A little bit above the letters. It's 0-1 to start. Meadows has the only run for for Erie today. Solo home run back in the 4th inning as the 0-1 pitch is a curveball swung on and missed high. It's 0-2. So back-to-back batters to start ahead 0-2. This is what I'm talking about for Povich. Getting these 2 strike counts early. Want to get that put-down pitch. That's really going to take him up to the next level when he can develop that properly. The 0-2 just missed outside a fastball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And not to say that he's not at a good stage in his development. Povich still just at 22, pitching so well at Double-A is astounding. The 1-2, curveball just down and in, and the count goes even at 2. I just get so excited on watching that curveball of his. It plays well in the top half of the zone, just maybe not so much when trying to work below the belt. The 2-2 here, fastball poked to second again. Norby doesn't move again, fires to first again, and a 4-3 put out again. So 2 away, and now here's Neporti. Well, the Baysox rarely get 6 innings out of a starter this season. Justin Armbruster has done it twice. Garrett Stallings has done it twice in a starting role. He's done it 3 times overall. And I think Drew Rahm had done it twice too. First pitch to Neporti is the curveball, but it just misses outside. 1-0 to start. It was a single for Neporti back in the 4th inning on a 1-for-2 day. Here's the next. Another curveball and a foul ball. No, it got fair to third. Prieto picks it, fires to first, and it's there. That one took a funky spin and stayed fair where Prieto was able to glove it. 3 up, 3 down inning for Povich on a trio of groundouts. 88 pitches for a quality start. We're on to the 7th here at UPMC Park in Erie. The Baysox lead 8-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at Baysox.com.
Well, fans, you just heard the promo for that football kickoff night coming up to Prince George's Stadium on Friday the 9th. But Saturday the 10th is also going to feature a couple of good promotions. It's the Latin Baseball Celebration, as well as the Repticon night, from what I understand. That should be interesting, as well as fireworks on the 10th, so get your tickets. First pitch to Cody Roberts is a laser out toward left field and matches off of the wall. Roberts will go to second, but the throw's coming in, and it beats him by a mile. Roberts did not have a good read of that wall in left field, and he's thrown out. A leadoff single and a 7-4 putout retires him. Dane Myers records his 6th outfield assist this season. Roberts did pick up his 3rd hit, but there's 1 out in the inning. Yeah, Quincy Neporti had a similar line drive base hit. That was back in the 4th inning. But it hit so fast and so hard off of the wall that the outfielder was able to glove it. And Neporti stopped at a single. Roberts, he made no similar attempt. That's one of the problems with this outfield wall, is that above the padded wall, it's all wood. So the bounce off of the wall is much, much harder. For a next pitch to Toby Welk here is skied out toward deep left field. This one's headed out, up against the wall. Myers looks, and there it goes. Toby Welk says goodbye. His 4th home run of the season. A solo blast here in the 7th, and Bowie leads 9-1. Well, Roberts tattooed it off of the wall in left. Welk parks it on the roof in left. His 16th RBI, including his second today. And Bowie gets the lone run of Erie's back from their solo home run back in the 4th inning. Welk has 4 hits against the Seawolves already in this series. Now here's Andrew Dashbach. First pitch is called a strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. You know, Bowie has been attacking so quickly here that I completely forgot to mention that Erie has made another pitching change. As Joe Navalon takes over, the next pitch to Dashbach misses outside, and it's 1-1. Dario Gardea is done. Erie is already onto their 4th reliever, and it's just the 7th inning, the 1-1. Dashbach watches it bounce in, and it's 2 balls and a strike. I mean, Roberts pounced on the first pitch, and Welk pounced on the second pitch, so I didn't get too much time to really name names here. That pitch clock has to leave you really short-tongued, the 2-1. Oh, a generous called strike on the inside edge. It's 2-2 to Dashbach. But Dario Gardea is done. He had 2 innings of relief, and they were the only 2 scoreless innings for an Erie pitcher. As Navalon waits for Dashbach, who called time. Gardea allowed just 1 hit over his 2 innings and struck out 2, didn't walk anyone. Bowie has not drawn a walk all day, as the next pitch is fouled off just a bit to the right side. The count stays even at 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Dashbach. Bases empty, 1 away here in the top of the 7th. As the 2-2 is swung on and missed high for strike 3. Second out of the inning. Got to remember that Roberts was thrown. It all happened so fast. I'm catching up here. First strikeout for Navalon. 6th overall for Erie pitching. Joe Navalon is one of the most tenured names in Erie Seawolves history. 6 foot, 205-pound, 28-year-old right-hander from Brentwood, California. He was a 21st round draft selection back in 2016 by the Tigers. First pitch here to Zach Watson, misses down and inside. And it's 1-0 to start. I believe he's top 3, if I'm not mistaken, Navalon. Watson is on a 1-for-3 day, but with 4 RBI. Next pitch, and he bounces it slowly to third. Slow out of the box, and a good scoop by Trey Cruz. Low throw across the body, gets there in time. A speedy and athletic play by Trey Cruz to take away a base hit from Zach Watson and end the inning. That was a fast frame, but Bowie got a run on it as Toby Welk lifted a deep fly out to left field for a solo bomb. As we stretch here at UPMC Park, Bowie leads 9-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie as the Baysox are running the show. 9-1 they lead as Bowie is making their first pitching change of the evening. It was a quality start for Cade Povich and a big chance for his second AA win. 6 innings for Povich, a season tie here in AA, and his most since firing 6 innings in his last high A start with Aberdeen. He allowed only 3 hits and 1 run. It was earned. He struck out 6 and walked only 1 batter. The run came on a solo home run by Parker Meadows. As Tyler Birch takes over for the Baysox, he'll face off against 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup, starting with Dylan Dingler, who's 0 for 2. Right-hander on right-hander, and the first pitch in from Birch is popped up. On the infield right side, Dashbach at first, camps on the grass, takes a half step back and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out, and now Gage Workman. Tyler Birch, a 6'2", 190-pound right-hander, traded over from Philadelphia back in 2021. That was the Galvis deal on the season with Bowie. He has made 29 appearances, gone 0-5 with a 5.59 ERA, but much has been the story with many a Bowie reliever this year. His second half has been much, much better than his first half. As Workman digs in, switch hitter bats lefty for the first time today, and the first pitch misses down. Skims a little bit underneath, and it's 0-1 to start. Workman is 1 for 2 on the day. Birch has 38 2/3 innings under his belt, 37 strikeouts, 14 walks. The 1-0 pitch is a high breaking ball. Misses to run it to 2-0. So in the second half, let's run the straight up numbers for Birch as the next offering is swung on and missed high. It's 2-1. Birch's ERA in the second half is a much more respectable 3.24 with 17 strikeouts and only 5 walks. Here's the 2-1, called a strike. Fastball on the outside edge, counts even at 2. Workman had an infield single back in the second inning. It's the first base hit for Erie. They've still only got 3 today, while Bowie has 14. The 2-2, half swing, high fastball, no appeal. No need to waste any time checking with the umpires at this point when Bowie leads by 8, only needing 8 more outs to finish this game up. The 3-2 pitch is driven deep out toward right field. Haskins back, and there it goes. Gage Workman goes deep, his 13th home run of the season. Second of the day for Erie, gets them 1 run back, but the Baysox still lead 9-2. That was the 10th allowed by Birch this year. And again, if we're keeping it in terms of second half numbers, that's the 4th that he's allowed here in the second half. 65th RBI for Workman here in 2022. Now Corey Joyce. First pitch misses down to Joyce. And the count starts out at 1-0. 0 for 2 day for Joyce. Struck out swinging back in the second inning. Flew out to left field back in the 4th. Here's the next. Joyce watches down and inside. Close enough to the knees, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Birch is coming off of a long save against Altoona. It was a good appearance for him back on the 26th. The 2-0 here is a late swing and rolled slowly to third. Prieto charges, scoops on the grass, but a low throw to first. Dashbach was able to read it and save it from getting by, but he had to charge in. You could tell after Prieto gloved that ball that it was going to be difficult and potentially dangerous, as it was pretty much on the webbing of his glove. Made it very difficult to make the proper transfer. So it's a single for Joyce. First pitch here to Daniel Cabrera is swung on and missed. Fastball outside, it's 0-1. But let's go back to the 26 when Birch came in with Bowie ahead 4-1. Kept it that way the entire time. The 0-1 is a high fastball and a ball and a strike here. Birch faced 1 over the minimum back on that. That was the Friday. I can remember my days sometimes. Here's the 1-1. Outside a fastball, 2 balls and a strike. Birch faced 1 over the minimum. He only struck out 1 batter, but only walked 1 batter. Didn't even give up a base hit. Just got constant ground outs. Next pitch, popped up. Out to second. Connor Norby waits, moves to his left by only about 2 or 3 steps and makes the catch. So Birch is practically doing the inverse of his previous appearance. All ground outs in his last outing. And now today it's been pop-ups and, well, the home run. But now with 2 away, here's Trey Cruz. Switch hitter bats lefty. He walked back in the 3rd inning in the first pitch. Misses under the knees. It's 1-0 to start. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball down and away. It's a ball and a strike now. As Bowie leads 9-2 here in the 7th inning. Big chance tomorrow for the Baysox to really dominate in the series as the 1-1 is floated out to right field for a base hit. Big chance for first to third. Joyce won't try for it. He'll just stop at second base. Hudson Haskin was able to get on the ball quickly. But a single for Trey Cruz is his first hit here in Double-A and has them at first and second now, still with 2 outs in the 7th. If I'm not mistaken, it is the first time all game that Erie has had multiple base runners on at the same time. They only had 1 base runner in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. They had 2 in the 4th, but one of them was a home run. And then Cade Povich retired the final 8 batters he faced. Very brief mound visit. 2 battery mates chatting it up with a runner at second base. And now here's Andrew Navigado, the leadoff batter. It's an 0 for 3 day for Navigado. He grounded out to short his last time up. It was a good play by Hernandez. First pitch here, and he watches down and in a fastball. It's 1-0 to start. Birch sets. Fires the next, and it's a fastball for a called strike in the upper inside corner. Well, this ballpark has been one of the more notable ones in the Eastern League. Here in Binghamton, Portland has been as well for the cold that they go through. The 1-1 skips in, kept in front, though, by Roberts. 2 balls and a strike. Erie goes by an alternate identity as the Snow Wolves at least a couple of times this season. They'll give away 1 snow-themed item at least once a year. They track snowfall out in front of the ballpark just for fun. And they go so far as to emulate the snow in the press box as the 2-1 misses up and away, 3-1. I'm being facetious. But when they renovated this ballpark in 2019, they shrunk the press box, added higher quality equipment that required more air conditioning to keep it cool. The 3-1 misses down and in for ball 4. The bases are loaded here with 2 outs. Birch needs to settle in. Needs to get it down right now with Dane Myers. See if Bowie pulls out a mound visit. Again, they lead by 7, so tons of breathing room, and you might want to work with it. Yeah, so the press box is constantly freezing. It could be 90 degrees outside, and you still want a jacket in here. Fortunately, they provide a space heater. Here's Dane Myers, 1 for 6 this season with the bases loaded. 3 RBI, 3 strikeouts. First pitch, and he watches down and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. At the very least, if Birch is going to have a tough outing here in the second half, especially against Erie, it's a good time to have it happen. The 1-0, called a strike at the knees. Maybe a bit generous, but it's 1-1. Look, if you've listened, you understand that I don't want any of these pitchers to have bad outings. I want them to succeed as often as possible. But if there's going to be a time, this is fine. The 1-1 is fouled off, bounced over to the third base side, and hits off of the railings. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. But again, it's an opportunity still for Birch to get out of this inning with only 1 run across. That solo home run by Workman. Bases loaded, 2 away here in the 7th. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Birch got him with a slider down and away, and strands the bases loaded. Solo home run by Gage Workman does get Erie 1 run back, but as we move to the 8th, the Baysox lead 9-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service, and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Fans, don't forget about our friends at Pest Now. They're a proud partner of the Baysox, and they provide pest control services for Prince George's Stadium, so that's how you know they're reliable. For all your termite, mosquito, and pest problems, give them a call, 301-231-8300. First pitch to Daryl Hernandez is fouled off to the right side, and it's 0-1 to start the 8th inning. You can also visit Pest Now at pestnow.com. Top of the Bowie lineup set to bat as they lead 9-2. Joe Navalon continues with his second inning of relief. Gave up a solo home run to Toby Welk in the 7th. As the top of the lineup with Hernandez leads it off. The next pitch is called a strike on the inside edge, 0-2. Hernandez on a 2-for-4 day, singled twice, once in the first and then in the second, but he's grounded out twice since, in the third and then into a double play in the 5th. The 0-2 is a reach. He pokes it to short, picked up by Workman. A sidearm throw gets by. Very low to get into Neporti, and it skipped off of his glove slowly. Hernandez will reach, and they're going to have to watch that one back to see if it's a single or an error. Very close play, and I really think it just all depends on how close Hernandez was to the base. I think it will go down as an error. It's very close. And they're ruling it in E6. So another error for Workman. He's been having some tough times this series. As it moves on to Connor Norby now. First pitch to him misses down. It's 1-0 to start. Norby on an 0-for-4 day. After his monstrous day at the plate yesterday, he's the only batter to not reach base today. The 1-0. Bounced to third but foul. A ball and a strike now. So for Workman, that is his 15th error in 73 games this season at shortstop. I'm thinking of Navigado, who had an error at second base earlier today. Workman also had an error at shortstop yesterday. The 1-1, down and inside to Norby, 2 balls and a strike. That error was much more critical than this one was because it came while Erie was leading 4-1, and it eventually set the pieces in motion for Connor Norby to hit the go-ahead 3-run home run. Bowie leads 9-2, however, here in the 8th. The 2-1 pitch is instead a pickoff to first. Neporti doesn't even catch it properly. Closed his glove too early, and the ball bounces down to earth in front of him. So we'll wait now on the 2-1 pitch to Norby. Here it is. Pulls back on a slider down and away. 3 balls and a strike. Again, at this point, it's just getting through the remainder of the game. It's still very possible for Bowie and would be pretty helpful for the Baysox if they added on more and more as the 3-1 is inside Norby's on base for the first time today. He draws the first walk of the game from Baysox batters. Erie has drawn a couple of walks, but that's the first time that Bowie has been given the free pass. And now here's Hudson Haskin. We've got a quick battery visit as a runner moves to second base. We've not even really looked around the rest of the Eastern League today. From what I've seen, I think Akron got a pretty good day from Tanner Bybee. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. They're about to wrap things up out at PNG Field in Altoona. Akron has a 4-0 edge. Altoona has only 6 hits, and they've been held scoreless. Meanwhile, Harrisburg continues to beat up on Richmond. They lead 5-0 down at the Diamond. Richmond only has 3 hits in that game. Quick mound visit is over. As Haskin steps in on a 1-for-3 day, got hit by a pitch and scored. First pitch here, and he belts it out to deep center field. Meadows has his back to the infield. He looks up, and there it goes. Hudson Haskin says goodbye. His 14th home run of the season is a 3-run blast to straight center, and the Baysox make it 12-2 here in the 8th. Haskin was really glad to pick up that one. It hadn't been too long since his last home run, but Haskin hasn't really been that big of a big home run hitter. That's only his first 3-run home run this season, his first since the Somerset series. And, of course, it brings in Norby and Hernandez. As Cesar Prieto will bat now, the Baysox 4th home run of, what is that rather, the 3rd home run of the game? I'm trying to keep track here. No, it's still just the 2nd. Oh, goodness. I'm still conflating yesterday's game with today's game. First pitch to Cesar Prieto, misses down, and the count starts out at 1-0. Here's the next, bounce to second, where Andrew Navigado scoops. Sends an easy toss to first base, and finally the first out of the inning for Erie. 4-3 put out, and there's one away for Kobe Mayo. Well, as I said, Bowie does not want to take their foot off of the gas right now. This is where they really need to assert the dominance. And, look, I don't want to necessarily say demoralize Erie, but, I mean, my goodness, if you can show your strength going into the remainder of this series, why wouldn't you? As the first pitch to Kobe Mayo is called a strike on the inside edge, it's 0-1 because these two teams came in with, you could say hopes held high, but with a lot of energy as the next pitch to Mayo is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Boy, the power that Mayo really puts into some of his swings astonishes me sometimes. If he can make better contact, he'd be one of the hardest hitting batters on the team. The 0-2 pitch is floated to left center field, down for a base hit toward the gap, but it's cut off by the center fielder Meadows. That holds Mayo to just a single. He could have easily had a double if it got by, but it's the 3rd hit of the day for Mayo. I don't think he's too concerned with that, as the Baysox just continue to reach base. You know, again, the early start. I've never done this 2 times in one game, but I missed another pitching change. Erie has brought out their 5th reliever today. As Nick Kuja takes over for the Seawolves, they didn't make an announcement of it, so I suppose that's what led into it. First pitch to Cody Roberts misses. And it's 1-0 to start. Roberts has reached safely in all 4 plate appearances today. 3 for 4 overall. 1-0. Slider down and away. It's 2-0. So Joe Navalon tosses just 1 inning. He allowed 2 hits and 1 earned run. He struck out a batter, didn't walk anyone, allowed a home run. Runner at first, still only 1 away in the 8th, the 2-0 pitch. Slides too far down and inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Nick Kuja, 6'4", 190-pound, 26-year-old right-hander. He's from Seymour, Connecticut, claimed off of waivers by Detroit back in 2021. He fires the 3-0 and a fastball. Nearly brushes off Roberts, but it moves its way back to the inside edge of the zone for a called strike, 3-1. Kuja on the season has 34 appearances, a 4-4 record, and a 4.72 ERA. The 3-1. Roberts watches, called strike at the knees. Home plate umpire had hesitated. He almost waited until Roberts had started up the line. Roberts held for a beat, hopped up and started to sprint up the line, and then the umpire called the strike. So the count runs full. Still only one out. Still a good chance for Roberts here as the next pitch is floated out toward the left side and off the bouncing wrist of Gage Workman. He tries to go to second, but he can't get it there in time. Thought about forcing out Mayo on the recovery. That'll probably go down as a base hit just because it was so deep in the hole. That's the 17th hit for the Baysox today, running out of room on the scoreboard. It's a 4-hit day for Cody Roberts. And now here's Toby Welk. Welk had the solo home run in the 7th inning. First pitch to him here. And it's called a strike in the lower outside corner. So it's a career day for Roberts. His last 3-hit day was back on July 3rd, which tied a career high. With his first 4-hit day, I believe that's the 7th 4-hit game for the Baysox this year. The 0-1 is a line drive out toward left field. Myers sprinting, he leaps, and it's over his head. Bounces off the wall. Mayo will score. Roberts goes to third. Welk into second with his second RBI double of the day, and it's 13-2 Bowie. Myers had a good track on that, but the line drive was just a little bit too tall for him. Third RBI of the day for Welk, and his 7th double of the season. It's already the 4th hit of the inning for Bowie, and Kuja is not having a good frame. 18 hits for the Baysox this evening, and it's still not even a season's high. Here's Andrew Dashbach. First pitch misses outside, and it's 1-0 to start. The most hits that Bowie had. Well, actually, no, this is a season's high. They had 17 hits in that 18-run showing against Harrisburg. I thought they had 19 hits in the 20-run game against Akron, but I suppose I was mistaken. Next pitch to Dashbach is fouled off. And it's a ball and a strike. Here's the next, swing and a miss on a slider inside. Here's the next, swing and a miss. Curveball down and away, and Dashbach's down on strikes. 8th batter of the inning, and that's only the 2nd out. First strikeout for Kuja. 7th overall for Erie pitching, and here's Zach Watson. Surprisingly, the biggest inning of the night for the Baysox. That 3-run home run for Hudson Haskin did a lot of the damage. Toby Welk with an RBI double, and they still have them at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs now for Watson. First pitch in, and Watson drills one out toward the left field wall. Myers looks up, and it's off the top of the wall. This will score 2 as Watson tries to round first, but realizes that would have been a mistake. He holds with a 2 RBI single, make it 15-2 Bowie. 19 hits for the Baysox tonight. Roberts collects his 2nd. His 6th RBI of the day, if you can believe that much. And the lineup bats right back around as Daryl Hernandez steps back in. First pitch, and he watches an inside fastball. It's 1-0 to start. Here's the next offering, called a strike on the upper outside corner. And it's a ball and a strike now on Hernandez. A 2-for-5 day with 2 early singles in the 1st and 2nd. He reached on an error to start the inning and scored. Next offering, a slow bouncer up towards 2nd. Tough play by the second baseman. Scooped and thrown to 1st. Finally gets there to finish out the inning for Erie. 6 runs on 10 batters with 5 total hits. Eventually just 1 left on. Bottom of the 8th coming up here at UPMC Park in Erie as the Baysox have pushed it up to a 15-2 lead. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie as the Baysox have made this game theirs. 15-2 Bowie leads on a season's high 19 hits. Bowie will make a pitching change after Tyler Birch did run into a little bit of trouble in the 7th inning, only allowed 1 run, but he loaded the bases before escaping the jam. Griffin McClarty will take over for the Baysox here to face off against 3, 4, and 5 in the Seawolves lineup. Barker Meadows leads off, solo home run in the 4th inning for him. First pitch home is popped foul behind home plate and gets out of play. 0-1 to start. After Meadows, it'll be Quincy Neporti and Dylan Dingler. 1 full inning for Birch, that's his line, with 3 total hits, just 1 run, however. He did strike out a batter and walked a batter, allowed a home run. The 0-1 pitch popped up again, but this time on the infield. Birch sees it, points to the sky, called off by Dashbach at first. Just to the right side of the mound, Dashbach takes command and makes the catch. 1 away to start the 8th, and now here's Quincy Neporti. Griffin McClarty, a 6'3", 185-pound right-hander, 8th round draft selection in 2019 from the College of Charleston. On the season with Bowie, McClarty has made 23 appearances and gone 2-3 with a 5.94 ERA. 36 in the 3rd innings with 46 strikeouts. First pitch here is swung on and missed high. It's 0-1. 27 walks for McClarty this year. He's allowed 7 home runs. He's coming off of a strong scoreless appearance against Altoona last week. The 0-1 is swung on and missed outside. 0-2 on Neporti, who's 1 for 3 on the day. He singled to right field back in the 4th inning and got forced out at second base. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. But McClarty came in, struck out 3, but walked 2 in his inning on the 26th. It was an interesting couple of frames for McClarty, to say the least. As the 1-2 misses up and away to run the count even at 2, because it wasn't actually isolated within a single inning. He came in with runners in scoring position and struck out a batter to end an inning, but then walked 2 batters and gave up a single to load the bases around 2 strikeouts in the 7th, and a new pitcher ended that frame. As the 2-2 pitch here misses outside, after starting ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, the count's gone full. Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th, the 3-2. Late swing and a foul. Just popped out of play to the right side. Count stays full on Neporti. Bowie will probably just try to get guys work at this point, because as I kind of said when Birch was throwing in the 7th inning, it's not a high leverage situation, so if there is a bad day, better to get it out of them now than to have it happen later in the series, as the 3-2 misses up and away for ball 4. First walk given up by McClarty today, 3rd overall for Baysox pitching. And now Dingler will bat. So after McClarty, who would be next? Prezina could come out, maybe Connor Lopridge. I imagine Lopridge wouldn't be on that list, though, and Prezina has normally been coming out for high-leverage situations. First pitch to Dingler, misses outside, and it's a ball and a strike to start. Or 1 ball and no strikes to start. I'm just throwing extra pitches out there like it's nothing. It's a 15-2 game. Cut me some slack. 1-0 on Dingler as he's 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the next. Curveball called for strike in the top half. It's 1-1. Dingler reached on a force back in the 4th inning. Didn't get past first base, though. I'm really interested in this fan, if you're catching him on the ambient sound, who's really taken in a little bit too much of the shine. The 1-1. Too far outside a slider. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Because while Bowie was in the midst of their 6-run 8th inning, Cody Roberts should have drawn a walk on what was a 2-2 or a 3-1 pitch, I should say, and eventually singled. But when Roberts had believed he drew a walk, a fan just went after him for about 30 straight seconds. The 2-1 pitch is outside here, and there he is again. I don't even know where this fan is. He's got to be close by. But my goodness, it's a 15-2 game on a Wednesday in August. I'm too tired for that. Oh, goodness. Can't get that frustrated, even if it's on the losing side. And Bowie's had some tough losses like this. The 3-1, swung on and missed. Outside to Dingler, and the count's full. Bowie had a tough loss like this not too far removed in their last homestand. That 13-3 loss on Sunday against Somerset. Here's the payoff. Dingler lifts it out towards shallow left. Welk runs down. Campson makes the catch. There's 2 away. He's just got to get these final 4 outs, make it as speedy as possible. And they do still have a top of the 9th inning, and with the way that their offense has been playing, they might extend this game a little bit deeper and deeper into the night. Surprisingly enough, this game has not actually even been that long. We're still only hovering around 2 hours and 20-plus minutes at the moment. It's just been the contact, and the contact that Bowie has constantly made. First pitch to Gage Workman, misses inside, a fastball to the switch hitter batting left. It's 1-0 to start. Workman is at the best day at the plate for Erie. Singled in the 2nd inning, a solo home run in the 7th, a 2 for 3 day. And the 1-0 pitch is down and away. Runner advances to second on defensive indifference. That was a massive secondary lead for Neporti when he wasn't being held on. None of the infielders budged. He'll just gladly take his free base, I suppose, and the count goes to 2-0 on Workman. Still 2 away. Here's the next. Fastball right down Broadway. It's 2-1. At this point, for Erie, they're obviously just thinking about tomorrow and what they might be able to try and accomplish against Justin Armbruster, but that's going to be tough. The 2-1, swing and a miss, pitch down, and it's 2-2. Armbruster has been pretty much setting himself up as the most consistent arm in the rotation since the departure of Ryan Watson. Armbruster has put together some phenomenal starts for the Baysox lately. 2-2 pitch here. Line drive out towards second, and a leaping grab by Connor Norby. Timed it up, pulled it down. The inning is over. 1 out walk, stranded at second, and as we go to the 9th, Bowie leads 15-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Top of the ninth inning as Erie makes another pitching change. First pitch to Connor Norby is a swinging strike on a high fastball. 0-1 to open. This is the sixth reliever for the Seawolves tonight as Nick Kuja is done. Next pitch to Norby is fouled off to the right side, and it's already 0-2. It was a disastrous eighth inning for Kuja. He had to wear all of it. One inning of work. He allowed 5 total hits and 6 runs. 5 of them were earned. Well, actually, much less than 5. As an error should have eventually led to a third out in an inning. Let's get the actual number here so I don't give any false information. 6 runs, 3 earned. He struck out 1 and walked 1. Did allow a home run. Next pitch to Norby, misses down and inside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. As Elvis Alvarado takes over for the Erie Seawolves. First time that Bowie has seen him this season. Right-hander fires the 1-2, and Norby fouls it off to the right side. Count stays. Norby is the only batter without a base hit for the Baysox. He's 0 for 4 with a walk and a run scored that came in the 8th inning. Alvarado has spent time in 3 different minor league organizations in his career. Washington, Seattle, and now Detroit. As the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. High fastball, and Alvarado opens his day with a strikeout. That's the 8th overall for Seawolves pitching. Alvarado is a 6'4", 183-pound, 23-year-old right-hander from San Ignacio de Sabantena in the Dominican. Claimed off of waivers back in 2021 from the Seattle organization. And he's been around the Tigers system this year. Stops in single A, high A, and now double A. First pitch to Hudson Haskin, misses up and inside, and it's 1-0 to start. With Erie, he's 3-1 this year with a 5.27 ERA in 12 appearances. The 1-0 to Haskin, and it's bounced to short. Scoop between the legs by Gage Workman, and a throw to first gets there in time. 6-3 put out, and there's 2 away. 13 2/3 innings for Alvarado. He struck out 16 batters and walked only 7, allowed just 1 home run. As Bowie might be going down in order for the first time tonight. This is the first time all game that Bowie has recorded 2 straight outs to open the inning. First pitch to Cesar Prieto and a line drive to left for a base hit. They won't go down in order. It goes toward the gap, but it's picked up by Dane Myers in left, holding Prieto to just a single. The 20th hit of the game for Bowie. The 3rd of the day for Prieto specifically, and it extends the inning for Kobe Mayo. Well, we are absolutely going to have to play high-low in where this ranks just in terms of total base hits from a single team this season. As Kobe Mayo digs in, first pitch home to the right-hander is swung on and missed on the inside edge, and it's 0-1 to start. Mayo a 3-hit day, 3 for 5 overall. This is pretty far from the actual season high, 4 hits in a game from an Eastern League team this year. The 0-1. Mayo swings and misses again on a high fastball, 0-2. Richmond collected 24 hits when facing off against the Hartford Yard Goats back on May 29th. That was a demoralizing 22-7 win for Richmond. The 0-2 inside to Mayo, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. That was a franchise record day in the hit category and the run category. Richmond scored 7 runs in 2 different innings, the 4th and the 6th. Here's the 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. Bowie gets a 2-out single and strands him at first, but they've done enough to warrant a quiet inning finally. Bottom of the 9th coming up here in Erie. Bowie leads 15-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
All right, let's wrap this one up, shall we? Bottom of the 9th inning here in Erie as the Baysox have dismantled the Seawolves offensively and defensively. 15-2 they lead on a 20-hit day. Griffin McClarty comes out for his second inning of relief, walked a batter in the 8th and left him stranded. First pitch to Corey Joyce is down and away a slider. It's 1-0 to start. After Joyce, it'll be Daniel Cabrera and Trey Cruz to bat. It's always a pleasure to have you along for the broadcast each night, and I truly mean that. Thank you so much for stopping by. Matt Sabatis with you on a nice, warm night in Erie. The next pitch is swung on and missed a high fastball. It's 1-1. Joyce singled to third back in the 7th inning. He got to third base when Tyler Birch loaded the bases, but he wasn't able to score. Birch only allowed a solo home run in that frame and stranded those bases loaded. Here's the 1-1. Down and, oh, that's a called strike. Whoa, I don't think that was the right call. That's probably a dinner plans kind of call right there from the umpire. Low and inside, it really looked like it was under the knees. Again, a 15-2 lead, you can more so understand a call like that. Not in, say, a 5-5 game like last night. The 1-1 is fouled off back to the screen. Well, that was the 1-2, but the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. I think they were confused in the production room, just as I was, that they called that pitch a strike. Oh, goodness. McClarty looks for his first strikeout. Here's the pitch. Bounced over towards short, and a diving grab by Daryl Hernandez. Did he pull that out of the air? He did. Daryl Hernandez is really starting to show why he earned his promotion to Double-A. Had a great play earlier back in the 5th inning to end the frame on a hard bouncer against the shift. And he makes a diving grab on a liner here in the 9th to end the to start the inning, I should say. Here's Daniel Cabrera, 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch into the left-hander, and it misses down and away a fastball. It's 1-0. Cabrera hasn't gotten it out of the infield. A pop-up and 2 groundouts. Here's the next from McClarty, swing and a miss. Fastball in the upper outside corner, and the count evens. Here's the 1-1. This is down and away a bit to Cabrera, and it's 2 balls and a strike now. Again, at this point, it's just try and hit the zone, wrap this game up. It's a 13-run lead. There's not much more that you need to do. It's almost like a bullpen session, the 2-1 pitch. Misses outside, and the count goes to 3 balls and a strike on Cabrera. But at the same time, I can't see the benefit in coming in a game like this because while it might be seen as a bullpen session, you are obviously going up against live opponents. You want to see what works best for you to get batters out. The 3-1 pitch. Outside, and it's ball 4. So that's the second inning in a row that McClarty has gotten a leadoff out and walked the next batter. So now here's Trey Cruz. Double play could end the game. Cruz has not hit it on the ground yet, though, here in Double-A. He didn't even hit it on the infield, or hit it on the field at all yesterday. He struck out twice and walked twice. First pitch here. It's called a strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. But Cruz hasn't hit it on the ground today. He walked in the 2nd, flew out in the 5th, and singled to right field in the 7th. Here's the next. Lifted foul out toward left field. Count to 0-2. I've talked a little bit today, a little bit yesterday, about the broadcast location of this ballpark and how it's a little off-center from home plate, which makes it maybe a tad difficult to see the left field corner and see the home bullpen. Foul balls like that can actually be a bit tricky, too, and I've got a story about that if we have time. The 0-2 pitch is floated up the middle, a base hit. Splits the gap to center field as Cabrera will go to second base. Second hit of the day for Cruz here in his second Double-A game. 2 aboard with 1 out for the 9th inning. So back up top to Andrew Navigado. Bowie leads by 13. There was a game last season. Akron was in town. And it was the 9th inning of a blowout win for Erie. And a batter hit a fly ball just up the third base line. And one of the Erie broadcasters just absentmindedly called it a foul ball. First pitch to Andrew Navigado was called a strike. In the top half of the zone, it's 0-1. Because at that angle, sometimes something up the third base line looks like it just might instantly be foul. But the broadcaster called it a foul and looked down to start reading some sort of note. And when he looked up, the batter was rounding third because he had hit a home run. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses down and away, and the count goes even in a ball and a strike. And there was a batted ball earlier today that looked like it was going to be a routine foul, and I had almost called it as such. I'm trying to remember which exactly it was. I think it was in the 6th inning. Quincy Neporti grounded out to third. I thought he had fouled it off. It was just bouncing up the line, and at this angle, just a little bit toward third base, it looked as if he had fouled it. So this ballpark can be deceptive at points. Here's the 1-1. Popped up foul, right side. Dashbach giving it a chase. Warning track wall out of play. Bounces back into play, and Dashbach catches it on the first hop. Does that count? Well, we're not in the 1800s, so I don't think it counts. It's a ball and 2 strikes. You know, that used to be a rule back in the old Knickerbocker days that I recalled, too. If you caught it on the first bounce, it was an out. But I think that's also because gloves weren't a part of the game yet, so you didn't want to catch a ball just yet out of the air. If you took it on the first bounce, that obviously deadened the impact. The 1-2, down and inside to Navigado. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, we're just going all around the world in terms of random stories and factoids here in the bottom of the 9th inning of a 15-2 game. Deceptive angles of this ballpark. The old Knickerbocker rules. Home runs called foul. The 2-2 is down and inside. But Navigado thinks it's ball 4, and oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Navigado lost track of the count. He had taken off all of his protectors, his wrist protectors, ankle protector. He had thrown the bat back to the dugout. And it was ball 3. The umpire didn't say anything. Roberts looked confused as all heck. as he looked back at the umpire. Runs the count full. First and second, one out here in the ninth. As Bowie leads by 13. I imagine the runners might take a jump, but McClarty takes a step off the back of the rubber before we get anywhere. Oh my goodness, this game has lost all semblance of control. Let's get a strikeout here. The 3-2, fouled off to the right side. You know, at the very least, got to give some credit to the fans that have stuck around for this one. I imagine the Sacred Elixir has played a little part in it because they've got a party deck out in right field that has been holding on to its population for most of the night. There are a good handle of fans that still have stuck around through this one. Another 3-2. Bounced over toward short, deep in the hole, and past Hernandez into left field for a base hit. They won't send the runner. Runners advance just one base. Cabrera to third and Cruz to second. Navigado with his first hit of the day. It's in back-to-back games now for the Seawolves. And it loads the bases, still with just one out for Dane Myers. Myers is 1 for 6 this season with the bases loaded. He's got 3 RBI and 3 strikeouts. But a potential force at every bag. We could maybe turn a quick double play and end this one. Myers is into 4 double plays this season. He's got a ground ball to fly ball ratio about even. First pitch. Fastball skips away, but Roberts was able to deaden it as it rolled a little bit toward the on-deck circle. Erie did not want to risk the chance. Roberts was quick to react. It's 1-0 to start. But at this point, a game that has already dragged on a little bit is just dragging on more. While the point does remain from Tyler Birch's 7th inning, then if you're going to have an outing that sees a couple of questionable base hits or walks or things that you want to clean up, this is the time to have it happen when you lead by 13. Here's the 1-0. Fouled off back to the screen, low fastball, and it's a ball and a strike now. And again, we're still not even at the 3-hour mark of this game. That's the beauty of the pitch clock. Very glad that it has worked as it has throughout the entire season. Players, while initially hesitant and maybe some even slightly upset, have come to adapt to it. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Maybe a piece, but into the mid of the catcher, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Myers. And at this rate, it's potentially going to be an inevitability that we will see a pitch clock at least of some degree in the major leagues soon enough. McClarty steps off of the mound. And now he steps back on. Get a reset of the pitch clock here. With the bases loaded and 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the 1-2. Bounce to third, but foul. A little bit too far up the line, and the count stays on Myers. Well, you think a sentence like that, or just a qualifier like that, would just facilitate maybe a little bit more intrigue and awe. Bases loaded, only 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. But no, it means absolutely nothing right now. It's an inconvenience more than anything. That's what this game has become to this 9th inning. The 1-2 is a line drive out to left field, and it's past Welk. This will score at least 2. Cabrera is down. Here comes Cruz. On to third base, Navigado. A 2 RBI double by Dane Myers, and Erie gets a couple across. 15-4. So 2 in scoring position now with a double play off of the table. First hit of the day for Myers, and just like yesterday, it took until the 9th inning for him to extend his hit streak. He's now got a base hit in 10 consecutive games for the Seawolves. Fouled off a 1-2 pitch and got it home. And then a line drive to left field. But now here comes Josh Conway as, again, the point still stands. If you're going to have a clunker of an outing that sees a couple of runs allowed, this is a fine outing, a fine game to have it in. But you still don't want to get too roughed up because that could hurt confidence. And at this rate, with 5 base runners allowed by McClarty against just 4 outs recorded, that's something that you want to be mindful of. The Baysox will get an arm up and moving, and looks like it'll be Jake Prezina. I guess we can check in on the rest of the Eastern League again. Again, what is there left to say about this game? Bowie's had a couple of great pieces of hitting. They've hit a couple of big home runs. Had a great start from Cade Povich. And they still lead by 11. Parker Meadows steps in with second and third, and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch to him is a half swing, and he fouled it off. It skipped away from the catcher, but Meadows got a little piece of it on the top of his bat. It skimmed the catcher's glove, and it's 0-1 to start. So Akron and Altoona are done. That was a 4-0 win for Akron. That's helpful for them to stay in pace with Bowie, but of course the Baysox are going to win this one and gain ground over Erie, which is what they really want. Harrisburg about to wrap things up with Richmond. As the 1-0 pitch misses down and away. I say 1-0, it's 0-1. Now it's 1-1. I'm not sure where they got 2-0 on the board, but it's definitely 1-1. Binghamton leads Somerset 6-2 in the 8th. Binghamton has had a surprisingly good season against that Subway Series rival. Interesting to see. As the 1-1 is lined out toward right center field. Watson sees it, but he's curling back on it, reaches up and makes the catch over the shoulder. Runners will tag. Navigado scores as Myers goes to third. 15-5 Bowie. But now they're 1 out away from closing out this monstrous offensive game. Zach Watson has made some pretty peculiar plays in center field today. It is a big center field at this ballpark. You need to understand that. It's just the way that he's made some of these routes and made some of these catches had left me at bated breath for a second. But he's been making the catches, so I suppose I shouldn't be concerned. Here's Quincy Neporti with a runner at third and 2 away. First pitch. Neporti watches curveball miss down and inside, and it's 1-0 to start. And Neporti on a 1-for-3 day. Single to left field in the 4th, walked back in the 8th. Went to second on an indifference play and got left there. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. High fastball. It's 1-1. I imagine if Neporti reaches, base hit, walk, whatever, McClarty will probably be done and Prezina will come in. But Prezina just threw back-to-back pitches wild. As the 1-1 is called a strike in the lower inside corner, it's 1-2. Twice, Wagner Ramirez, the bullpen catcher, had to go retrieve a ball that had found its way into right field. Runner at third, 2 away, as Bowie leads 15-5 in the 9th. McClarty sets. And the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a high drive out toward left center field. Watson's back. He camps and makes the catch. The Bowie Baysox are winners once again. One of the biggest offensive performances of the season comes at a massively important time as Bowie increases their lead in the Southwest Division behind a 15-5 win over the Erie Seawolves. Lots to talk about with Baysox postgame coming up. We'll recap as much as we can out of this one. Don't want to stay here all night. And look around the Eastern League as well. More to come. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. but less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com. At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Savanas.
We're going to keep this post-game show perhaps a little more brief than we normally would, just in terms of fleshing out the bits and pieces of this game, because boy, oh boy, what a big win for the Bowie Baysox tonight as they demolish the Erie Seawolves. 15-5, a season's high 20 hits for the Baysox, combined with a great start by Cade Povich, as Bowie takes a 2-game lead in the Southwest Division standings here in this 6-game set. Matt Sabatas with you from UPMC Park. We'll recap this game in depth and then look around the Eastern League, check in on how the other teams are doing, and the Orioles organization as well. It was a good day up in Birdland, but we'll talk about that in a second. First, we recap. Go all the way back in time to the faraway land of 6-12. When first pitch came home from Brant Herter to Daryl Hernandez, there was a bit of a delay as the mound wasn't really up to proper spec. Herter wanted to make sure that he had everything within his control set properly, and he's well within his right. The grounds crew fixed it, and we were ready. First pitch to Hernandez was called a ball. Hernandez eventually singled up the middle for his first Double-A hit. He moved to second on a ground out and stole third, but was left stranded at third base. In the bottom of the first inning, though, Cade Povich was off and running, struck out the side on 11 pitches. And in the top of the second, Bowie made it their game. Leadoff single by Kobe Mayo. Cody Roberts reached on an error to put Mayo at second base, and Toby Welk stepped up to bring in the game's first run. Contact is really running into that. The 2-2. Swinging a line drive up the third base line. That one touches down for a fair ball, and Mayo will score. Roberts heads first to third. Does he get the wave? No, he'll be held up. But it's an RBI double for Toby Welk, and the Baysox have second and third with no one out and a 1-0 lead. So Bowie was already rolling with 3 straight batters reaching safely. Andrew Dashbach was quick to continue the run. With the infield playing in, here's Andrew Dashbach. First pitch to him, and the right-hander bounces it to the right side for a base hit. The pitched-in infield burns Erie, and a run scores. Roberts is down, and Welk moves to third. RBI single for Dashbach makes it 2-0. Bowie still wasn't done, though. After the 2-0 lead, Zach Watson stepped up and drove one in. Another 3-2, and Watson pokes it up the middle at short. A chance for 2. Underhanded from Workman to Navigado. The throw to first is late. Watson collects the RBI on a fielder's choice, and it's 3-0 Bowie. So after a single from Daryl Hernandez to follow, 2 quick outs ended the frame, but 3 runs for the Baysox was plenty to work with. A 2-out single by Gage Workman in the bottom of the second was the only base runner against Povich as he collected 2 more strikeouts, 5 total over the first 2 innings. And in the top of the third, Bowie got right back to work as Brant Herter could not collect outs. He's going to have a tough time in Double-A unless he can figure out what's going on. Cesar Pareto laid down a bunt single, and Kobe Mayo and Cody Roberts each collected singles of their own to load the bases. That chased Herter from the game. Toby Welk stepped up against a new pitcher and hit into a force. Throw went home, and a runner was forced out, Prieto. That kept the bases loaded, but there was 1 out. Andrew Dashbach then struck out swinging on 3 pitches, and Bowie was in a bit of a tough spot. They could have stranded the bases loaded. Zach Watson had a 2-2 count. He was 1 strike away from having that happen, but fortunately, Watson did not waste the opportunity. The 2-2. Swinging a high fly out toward right center field, deep in the gap. Cabrera and Meadows running back. They're looking up, and it's off the warning track and the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Roberts. Mayo is around, and now Welk is down. A 3 RBI double for Zach Watson. Clears the bases and makes it 6-0 Bowie. It was a stellar day for Watson, and after a scoreless third inning by Cade Povich, the fourth was off to another good start for the Baysox. After Hudson Haskin got hit by a pitch, Cesar Prieto stepped up and drove him in. Here's the 0-1, and Prieto floats a liner to left center field for a base hit, splitting the gap. Haskin will go to third. Does he get the circle around? He does. He's coming home, and the throw's going to be late. RBI double for Cesar Prieto, and the Baysox lead 7-0. So a 7-run lead, and they still weren't done in the top of the fourth inning. After a flyout, Cody Roberts decided to replace Prieto at second base. This one driven out toward deep right. Cabrera's running back deep to the corner, and it's over his head. Bounces off of the wall, and Prieto will score. Roberts will replace him at second base. An RBI double for Cody Roberts. 8-0 Bowie here in the fourth. So an 8-run lead. Finally, in the bottom of the fourth, Parker Meadows got Erie on the board. And Adley Rutschman presents him with the home run chain. Here's a deep fly out toward right center field. This one legs it. Solo home run for Parker Meadows gets Erie on the board. It's still 8-1 Baysox. I was in the middle of talking about Gunnar Henderson's home run in his major league debut, which obviously was a pretty important part of today. You cannot take that fact away. But Erie got on the board. Fortunately, though, in the top of the seventh, Toby Welk got that run right back for Bowie. Next pitch to Toby Welk here is skied out toward deep left field. This one's headed out, up against the wall. Myers looks, and there it goes. Toby Welk says goodbye. His 4th home run of the season. A solo blast here in the 7th, and Bowie leads 9-1. So a lot more happened, and to be honest with you, I made a mistake in cutting some of the highlights, so I lost out on what eventually became a 6-run 8th inning for Bowie. But to give you the real key highlights of it, Hudson Haskin had a 3-run home run. Bowie strung together 3 base hits with 1 out, including an RBI double from Cody Roberts, and a 2 RBI single from Zach Watson, capped the 15-run performance. It was a 6 RBI day for Watson. A stellar day for the number 9 batter. Cesar Prieto, he had the 20th hit of the game for Bowie in the top of the 9th, a single to get it done. In the bottom of the 9th, despite a 2 RBI double by Dane Myers, 3 runs total across for the Seawolves, including a sacrifice fly, Griffin McClarty was able to use that massive cushion to close out the win for Bowie. And the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a high drive out toward left center field. Watson's back. He camps and makes the catch. The Bowie Baysox are winners once again. One of the biggest offensive performances of the season comes at a massively important time as Bowie increases their lead in the Southwest Division behind a 15-5 win over the Erie Seawolves. So your final box score, Bowie scores 15 runs on 20 hits with no errors. They left on 8. Erie scores 5 runs on 9 hits with 2 errors. They also left on 8. Cade Povich picks up the win. He moves to 2-0 on the season, while Brant Herter takes the loss. He falls to 0-2. No save. Game was played in 2 hours and 52 minutes in front of a paid attendance at UPMC Park of 2,435. With the win, Bowie moves to 62-60 on the season. Their winning streak is 3. The Baysox are now 27-32 on the road. With the loss, Erie falls to 72-50 on the year. Their losing streak is now 2. They're 36-23 when playing at home. 2 sides will meet again tomorrow, and we'll discuss that game in a little bit. But first, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll check in on the Eastern League, see how the rest of the Orioles organization is doing as well. It's been a fun day after Bowie takes down Erie 15-5. Back after this, you're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With two of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Back one final time here to UPMC Park in Erie, following a massive 15-5 win for Bowie. Matt Sabatis with you. What's admittedly been a pretty long night. So let's wrap it up by looking around the rest of the Eastern League, see how this win is going to help out Bowie in the standings. Of course, a win over Erie means plenty, because it means a Bowie win and a Seawolves loss like that. Bowie will gain a game on the Seawolves to move to 2 ahead of the rest of the pack. As Erie falls to 33-20.5, Bowie moves up to 35-18. Akron and Altoona are playing a kind of equally pivotal series, at least in terms of what Bowie would like to see out of it. After Altoona won yesterday, Akron came back to win today. They shut out the Curve on just 6 hits while pouring on 4 runs of their own on 10 hits. 4-0 the final there, so Akron will keep pace with Bowie. They remain 5 games out of first place. They do gain a game on Erie, so they are now 3 games out of second place. But with the loss, Altoona will fall a game further. With what's now 16 games left to play here in the regular season, Altoona is 7.5 games out of first place. That is a long hill to climb for the Curve, and it's tough to imagine them getting it done at this point. Other finals in the Eastern League, Harrisburg took down Richmond today 6-1. That's potentially a good sign for Bowie, because it's just kind of setting the table for the Baysox when Richmond comes to town next week, as Bowie wants to put together a good closing stanza to their home schedule and potentially set themselves up for a good potential first-round divisional matchup, because remember, whatever team wins the second half will face off against Richmond in the first round. 3 games still in action in the Eastern League. Binghamton leads Somerset 6-2 as they enter the 9th inning. Hartford just snuck ahead Reading of 6-5 as they're in the bottom of the 8th. And Portland has an easy one going against New Hampshire right now. 8-2 the final there. Around the Orioles organization, it's been quite a fun day, of course, spearheaded by Gunnar Henderson making his Major League debut. As the Orioles picked up a 3-0 win over Cleveland today, Henderson with a solo home run for his first Major League hit. Couldn't ask for anything more. As we look at AAA, Norfolk is getting another good offensive day against the Phillies AAA Lehigh Valley. Jordan Westberg picked up his 22nd home run of the season to tie him with Connor Norby for the most in the Orioles minor league system this year. Norfolk leads 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th over at Harbor Park. Delmarva had a big 4th inning against Fredericksburg, and they lead 8-3 in the bottom of the 6th at the moment. And Aberdeen is in the midst of a doubleheader with Hickory after a rainout yesterday. That's the Rangers affiliate. Aberdeen was shut out in Game 1 on just 1 hit. A solo home run was the only run for Hickory in that Game 2, 1-0. But Game 2 is much more in favor of Aberdeen. They plated 6 runs in the first inning. But Hickory is making a run back. They trail by just 2. Aberdeen up 6-4 in the bottom of the 6th. So they really only need 3 more outs to wrap that up. But again, the score we care about most on this production is that of Bowie's. And what a score it was. Season high 20 hits for the Baysox. A couple of more home runs, and everyone reaching base at least once, and everyone, except Andrew Dashbach and Zach Watson, surprisingly, scoring at least 1 run. Watson still had 6 RBI, so I think that's fine. And Dashbach had an RBI too. But again, the score we care about most in this production, I'm just killing time at this point, is Bowie's, and they take down Erie today 15-5. two sides are back at it again tomorrow for Game 3 of this series. While the Baysox will send out Justin Armbruster. Right-hander is 4-0 with a 3.51 ERA this year. And Erie goes with their righty Reese Olson, 6-6, a 4.41 ERA. 6:05 first pitch tomorrow, which means a DCA Imaging Systems pregame show of 5:45. That's going to do it for us from UPMC Park. Matt Sabata saying thank you so much for stopping by this evening. If you made it through this entire game, even with the fun win, hey, I appreciate you because that was a long one. As Bowie takes down Erie tonight, 15-5. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.